Put your peel back.
It never ceases to amaze me, the ownership that other people will put on you. Like, when I decide I want to be outraged by something, people think they have the right to tell me that I should shut up about it. But yet it was so convenient when I was championing your cause, when I was saying something you wanted in the limelight. Now, all of a sudden, that I'm saying something that isn't useful to you, you forget to see me as a person and just wish I would go away. I'm a toy that you can just pick up whenever it fancies you. Sorry, folks, it doesn't work that way. Now, I'm speaking incredibly generally, and what the fuck, I almost rage quit on this fucking riot shield dude with the C4. Asshole. I will have my revenge, you just wait. I decided not to rage quit out of this game, gotta get some revenge on that one. If you've been following me on Twitter or following my comments on YouTube, I don't know if any of you do that. Honestly, I don't really watch what commentators comment, because I just look at my subs, watch the videos, and have a nice day. I don't really care what people are saying to each other, but you might have noticed a little drama, if you want to call it that. I don't really care. I don't call it that. But long story short, a bigger commentator, quote, bigger commentator, basically said my opinions on YouTube are irrelevant because my channel isn't big enough. That's funny. Let's check out this fucking shit. Oh, got beasted on. Turn on that shit on cam. Check that out. As if... This is literally what he said. You can't make this shit up. He literally said to me, when you reach 10,000 subscribers, it changes your perspective on life. Really? Is that what happens? Do I all of a sudden question my moral ground? Do I turn Republican, embrace the free market, and ditch my blue-collar roots? Do I all of a sudden hate gay marriage? Do I have a new opinion on Syria? Is there some sort of journey that I go... Do I climb up a mountain and speak to an old Chinese man with a very elaborate beard? What happens exactly that changes me into some sort of a more enlightened person when I reach, I don't know, 2,900 more subscribers than I have now? No, you dickhead. That doesn't make any sense at all. And honestly, I could have made a drama video about this, but I just don't care. And that's another thing. They come at me with this idea like I'm mad because I'm in a conflict with someone. I don't think you understand who I am at all. Like, not even a little bit. Because if you did, you would know I love conflict. I love debating with people. The number one way you can gain respect from me is to have a legitimate argument with me where you put up logical points and don't fall into some stupid fallacy bullshit. I'm not going to listen to you until you reach 10,000 subscribers. If you don't fall into some ridiculous argument like that, I will respect you forever. And that's the funny thing about the word respect. I hate the word respect. I think it's the most misused word in the entire English language. Because really what people mean when they say it, they mean don't be negative. Don't say something insensitive. Insensitivity and respect shouldn't be in the same sentence. Because in my opinion, the biggest form of respect you can give to someone is to respect their intelligence enough to be able to handle you disagreeing with them. But no, most people don't want that. They don't want ideas to collide in conflict. They want to uphold the status quo, which is much more comfortable and soothing to them. Respect your elders, respect your parents, respect your teachers, respect your politicians, respect your medium to large size YouTubers because clearly they know something you don't. Fuck that. Fuck the status quo. I don't abide it, I challenge it. Respect breeds complacency. It breeds comfort. What has respect ever done for anybody? Other than make them feel cozy in their little respect beds, multiple blankets put on top of each other, big beautiful cushiony pillows, a nice rest sleep. But when you lay in that respect bed all day, and when you actually wake up and try to enter the real world, you realize that your muscles haven't been developing. You've just been laying there, coddled in your respect, eating ice cream and watching Conan. Your brain and thought processes haven't been challenged. You haven't grown into a smarter, better person. And this is why I don't respect respect. I'm bad at it. I wreak havoc. I'm an addict for the opposite. I wish I could keep rhyming, but I suck at it. Cause fires. Challenge ideas. Force people into that arena with you. And rip them down from their ivory towers as they fondle and pleasure themselves and marvel at their own success. Man, this shit got deep quick. Church. Pass that shit, yo. Whoa. Alright, I'm sorry. I just had to get all that shit off my chest. You know, it's no big deal. You know, there's no hard feelings against anybody. Honestly, even if you're somebody I don't get along with, because there's quite a few. There's people who, over my time on YouTube, were cool with me, and then out of nowhere, just started hating on me. I could have helped them out, you know, time and time again, or, you know, been cool with them, and they just, you know what, Frito, you're a dick. I don't like you. Fuck you. Well, yeah, that's fine. There's those people. There's the people who have argued with me, and we haven't reached that point of connecting and respecting each other, which is, I think, where the greatest of friends, on the internet at least, can be found. And especially to those guys, I just want to let you know, at any point, you can get into my good graces. I'm not like that. You know, I'm pretty forgiving. I don't take that shit that seriously, you know? And just because it seems like I'm serious in the moment, if I'm making fun of you or I mock your stupid ideas, that doesn't mean I think you're a bad person. It just means you have stupid fucking ideas. And just the whole thing with this drama, quote, I don't really think it's much drama, but it kind of came out of a misunderstanding anyway, to be honest with you. And I just, in my book, if you misunderstand somebody and it's your fault, you probably should apologize. Just saying. You don't have to. I can just, you know, ignore you and pretend you don't exist. That's fine too. But, you know, it's not cool. Sorry for this. I don't know what type of commentary this was. This commentary was all over the place. Substances may have altered my mind state in order for me to create whatever the fuck this was. But I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, drop this video a like. At least leave me a comment about whatever the hell I inspired you to think about when I was rambling and going 6 ways sideways. Don't even have a clue where we are. We got a blank screen. We don't even have footage in the background. This video's off the wall. My name is Frito. I don't do outros.
Watch it peel back.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? My name is Frito, also known as the self-proclaimed motherfucking king of talking about the Ghost balance before I've ever played it, before I've even had the game in my hands. Of course, I'm not going to get the game in my hands because I'm going to get the digital copy on PC, but you know, it is what it is. A lot of people posting videos about CoDGhosts, about how terrible it is. My favorite of which is probably Fisticuffs videos talking about the game. He's one of the few people that I actually take seriously, even though sometimes I think he's off the mark and disagree, but that's the beautiful thing about opinions. Everybody can have one, and they all stink. Like assholes, of course. But the two main things people seem to be complaining about right now is the chainsaw and Amplify. And I'm excited about this game, but I kind of want to give you guys back to reality. get you guys back to reality. What the fuck are you doing sitting there with a shock charge right on your heel? And you don't even turn when I get shocked. You fucking loser. Got a lot of Black Ops 2 footage. I'll still be posting Black Ops 2 over the time. It'll be my go-to game, kind of like Thunder's go-to game is Black Ops 1. But anyway, even though I won't be playing it, I still have a lot of backlog footage. I know I don't have the game. I know I haven't played Ghosts. Back to Ghosts now. Stay on topic, Freedo. Hey, how's it going, buddy? Oh, not paying attention? You're supposed to be watching the flank for your buddies. Triple kill with the KSG. I'm excited for Ghost, honestly, but I am not. I think I've evolved my tastes in Call of Duty over time. It's kind of like the stages of death. You know, you kind of have remorse or hatred or blame or whatever the fucking words are. I don't really remember. But in Call of Duty, you go from loving the game, like, naively, not knowing anything about it. Then you learn things about the game and then start to hate it. And then you either stop playing it or accept it for the crazy bullshit that it is. I'm at that point, way at the end. And even more so with the Infinity Ward titles because we know what to expect from them. Nonsense. But we all would like a certain molding to that nonsense. If we're gonna eat a shit sandwich, at least the shit should all fit on the bun. You know what I mean? So, that's so fucking disgusting. Why did I say that? Oh my god. Amplify being 2 points, like the same power it was as SitRep Pro, is clearly overpowered. If I can take Fisticuff's testimony as word and just say, look at this fucking shit, by the way. I missed a couple shots on this guy. This is why I'm moving to PC, ladies and gentlemen. Barely any aim. Split screener with aim assist. I know I missed both shots with the KSG. If I had any other gun, he was probably dead. But, you know, that kind of easy mode aim doesn't really happen on the PC. I'm just saying. Anyway, what the hell was I saying? I know exactly what SitRep Pro was like in MW3, and I just used it. I just said, okay, fine, fuck it. Is that the kind of game you want? Infinity Ward? I'll just play your game that way, and you have to use it, because you can't... They're so worried about countering Dead Silence that they make a perk that is the new Dead Silence. And instead of everybody having Dead Silence being the dominant perk that everybody uses, instead it's going to be Awareness, or whatever the fuck it's called, Amplify, where everybody can hear each other. So, which case is better? Is it better that everybody has spidey senses and can feel the tinglings in their asshole when somebody's coming up to them? Or is it better that everybody has the sneaky ability and, you know, can actually move around the map? What do you want, movement or non-movement? Or very strategical, slow movement? That's why, traditionally, Ninja has been better, or Dead Silence has been better than the increased footsteps abilities, and logically so. Really, the only way to balance it is just to make it worth more points, I'd say. That guy got shit on in the window, by the way. And they're going to have to do that. Just make it more points. Fisticuff said 7 points, which I think is outrageous. I think you could make it 5, probably. I can't really tell how much you can afford in your perks, but I think 5, maybe 6 would be fine. It can be a really strong perk. You can have that, but you have to be expected to not afford other things. That's all I'm saying. Does that mean 5 or 7, whatever? We can debate on how much it should go up, but I think it's still a cool entity in the game to put in. But you should not be able to have other abilities stacked on top of it. 2 points is way too cheap. Get the fuck out of that corner, bitch. Oh, shocked dildo. Ends my streak. Just wiping out everybody, and then fucking shock charge kills me. Amazing. So the other thing, the last part of this video we're going to talk about, is the chainsaw. Yes, the big... If you haven't seen footage of this, find it. Because I watched like a 10-minute game of this guy just going to town with the hipfire LMG. Yes, the hipfire only LMG. It's pretty sick. It just, the idea of it, I like. I like it on premise, on the idea that Call of Duty is a for fun game. I like that idea. But is it overpowered? Now, I'm going to go ahead and say I don't think so. I doubt it. The reason why is because a lot of the kills we saw him get with that thing were uncontested fights. Now, granted, it is going to be a noob weapon, but in the same way that the death machine in Black Ops 2 doesn't really kill everything. When you have a death machine in Black Ops 2, you almost have to use it in the same way that you use a shotgun, kind of. Like in a shotgun, you're like, you really want to control that engagement, you want to put it in the right spot, or maybe let's say the KSG, you want to, the Remington, you don't give a fuck, you just spray it anywhere, and it's fine. But the Death Machine, you got to line up your kills and actually be able to win your fights, because the ADS machines, like the M8 or even like an MSMC fired well, is going to take you out with a Death Machine in your hand. The same way is going to work for that chainsaw, because the reticle only really gets into hip fire of like an SMG, even when he had that laser sight on it. I'm guessing laser sight is the steady aim of the past again. As long as it doesn't get any tighter than that, it's not really going to do anything. But what it does do is make the LMGs viable and fun, which I think is a positive thing overall. I don't think it's going to dominate the game. I really doubt it. Because where's the ACR? Where's the MP7? Where's those weapons that just put out massive damage per second and have low recoil that you're going to dominate with? Because if he's sitting there hip firing, unless he shoots at like 2,000 rounds per minute, there's no way that he's going to win a gunfight against the good player that's ADSing. Now, yes, noobs are going to be able to get kills with it, but this is an Infinity Ward game. There's going to be tons of weapons that noobs are going to be able to get kills with. Get used to it. We have a year of an easy Call of Duty. We had a year of a almost painfully hard one, and now we're going to have a year of the easy Call of Duty, where every gun is going to be easy to use, not just the ridiculous chainsaw. I guarantee it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please hit a like as I fall to my death. My name is XFREEEDO. I don't do outros.
Watch it peel back.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is XFREEEDO, also known as the Self-Proclaimed Motherfucking King of Call of Duty Ghosts. Now, I had a whole bunch of other videos I wanted to post first before even getting to this kind of stuff, but I think I'm just going to get all my PC concerns out of the way, and then we're going to talk more generally about the game, and then go deeper and deeper and deeper into it as time goes on, and then not really talk about the fact I'm on PC that much, other than more of a framing, like, oh, this gun seems OP on PC, but not here, you know what I mean? The difference is like that. But I want to get the PC-esque crap out the way. If you have any topics you want me to cover, please leave it in the comment section below, and I will most definitely cover it. I'm really lukewarm on this game. It's not my preferred kind of Call of Duty, and I'll get into that stuff more in the other videos. But first, two things. If you notice how campy I play in this video, get a clue. This is a slow-paced Call of Duty. Now, you might feel that it's quote-unquote fast-paced, Infinity Ward crazy fast action, but in reality, in Black Ops 2, when you could take a lot more bullets, you could more easily move around the map and outgun people. In this game, you have to have your shot on target first, which means you can't afford to be running and jumping and Halo jumping across the map and moving as much. You have to play much more carefully, not to mention that Amplify Dead Silence off the grid is the best combination of perks that you can use. So overall, playing slow and methodical and navigating the maps is the best way to go. That's my 2 cents on that. Now, onto the PC shit. If you watched any you PC gamers out there, if you watched any reviews, I think people on YouTube are very unfair to Call of Duty. It's almost hilariously unfair. Like, their hatred of the staleness of Call of Duty stops them from actually evaluating the game. I watched a video by Total Biscuit. I watched a video by Hard 8 Times. And both of them just basically, they write their reviews so terribly. I know a lot of them just go off the top of their head or whatever. That's another thing. Those people that tell you, oh, I do my commentaries from the top of my head, so therefore you shouldn't hold me accountable for the things I say. No, that's just poor video making. It doesn't matter if you don't write a script. You should make sure your stuff is concise. Anyway, regardless. Those two guys basically honed in on one thing or two things, like Total Biscuit. Oh, there's no FOV slider and the textures look terrible for 28 minutes. And Hard 8 Times basically said, it's the same game as the last 5 years. People don't really like to evaluate the game. However, the one thing that's a big problem for you PC gamers out there, this game is horribly optimized for PC. And standing aside Battlefield 4, this game looks just like an ugly midget with one leg compared to a supermodel. Like, Battlefield 4 is a nearly perfect game, aside from the bugs and stuff they have to flesh out over there. But this game just runs shitty. So, and looks terrible, and, you know, has Call of Duty problems, whatever. We'll get into more of that stuff in other videos. One thing that I noticed, though, and this is the title of the video, so you already knew this to begin with, and I didn't feel it was that important to mention it right away, but my mouse control seems to not work right on this game. I don't know about you guys, I don't know if this is subjective or whatever, but I'll play Battlefield 4, and the same mouse, mind you, controls perfectly. Like, it's tight and responsive, and everything moves the way it's supposed to, and I can put my sensitivity where I want. In Call of Duty Ghosts, I play on the minimum sensitivity for the mouse, like all the way to the bottom, right? So I can try to get as precise as aiming as you can. And I kind of suggest that for this game because, well, you don't want to move too fast. In a faster time to kill game, Twitch aim is better, but I just don't need my mouse to go extremely fast because I can use my entire mouse pad quickly. Like, it's much better to make small, accurate adjustments. But the sensitivity for the mouse is fucking jacked up. I don't know what it is. It doesn't work or respond correctly. Get out of that fucking corner, bitch. And I don't care about camping, by the way. Like I said before, I'll camp my ass off. This is a camping game, so you got to get over it. You got to deal with the campers and be one yourself, because that's the only way you're going to have any success on this game, especially since there's really no abilities that help you to rush. There's really not, because all of the abilities in this game are honed in to help people not move. And the maps are as well. But stay on topic, Freedo. So instead of muscling around with the mouse, which doesn't seem to work, and the sensitivity options are trash, I wish I could actually put it lower, but it doesn't even let me. I also found out, somebody sent me on Steam, by the way, a lot of you guys can add me on Steam. I talk to a lot of subs, PC guys on there. Always helpful when you guys send me shit. Somebody showed me a video of a guy testing aim assist. And basically what that means is he was motioning over a target in private match and noticing that the aim pulls in that direction. Now, some of you may not be a believer in this, but I'll tell you from firsthand experience from playing with mouse and keyboard on the PC for about 7 to 10 hours, something like that, and then playing one game with the controller, which is this gameplay you're looking at right now, all these kills with a controller. It is insanely easier to use a controller than use a mouse. One, for the stupid like sensitivity problems and it keeps glitching out and doesn't work properly sometimes, but also because of aim assist. Like, aiming with a controller is not as good as a mouse, but aiming with a controller with the training wheels of aim assist is easy as hell. So you PC gamers out there that have this game, plug in a controller, because I think honestly it's going to help you a lot. You might want to put up your sensitivity to about 5 to 7 though, so you kind of compete with the mouse speed. This is a problem. It's a problem to me. Personally, I thought I had a lot more fun playing the game right now, because I didn't have to struggle with the shitty mouse peripherals or, like, you know, the function mechanics. But overall, and look at this guy complaining about proning. Get a clue, guys. This is a camping game, so get used to it. But anyway, my success with the controller and aim assist makes me wonder, man. They should definitely do some cross-platform games, because in my opinion, aim assist in Call of Duty is better than your average mouse player, because it's a skill equalizer. It puts a bunch of work on the system. It really helps you out, so you don't have to worry about being majorly precise with the mouse. Even though it is a better way of aiming, it's still more skill required. That's the main difference between that. Actually, like Smokey Dog 7 was on Twitter saying he didn't think there was any aim assist in Call of Duty Ghosts on console. He plays, obviously. But here's the thing, the big difference. Voice squeak, my name's T. Martin. Treyarch puts a ton of aim assist in their games. So if you're used to playing Black Ops 2, switching to the Infinity Ward title, where the targets are smaller and there's far less aim assist, it might seem like there's not, but there definitely is on PC, believe me. Remember, leave me comments below for what you want me to cover in Call of Duty Ghosts. I want to crank out some videos on this game. My name is FREEEDO. I don't do outros. What's up, guys? I've heard a lot of people give misinformation and show that they're clearly confused on how Specialist works, so I'm going to break it down to you guys and kind of give you the tools to be able to optimize it to the best of your ability. So, First and foremost, we're setting up a cranked class here, and this is a cool tip. I learned it from SmokeyDog7. He's got 2 G's in his name. YouTube him, search him up. He's pretty funny, makes hilarious videos. But when you get cranked in the cranked game type, you get all of the speed perks at once, which is fun. That's what makes the game awesome. However, it's kind of a waste, and I don't believe you double down on it. I don't believe you get extra sleight of hand, like ×4 instead of just ×2 when you get cranked if you already have sleight of hand on. So it's a waste to even put this in your loadout whatsoever. You might as well keep it off because you're playing cranked. You want to get a kill and get cranked for as long as possible, and if you're not cranked, you're probably getting your ass kicked, losing, or trying to get it. So you might as well assume the goal is to be cranked as much as possible. Otherwise, you're pretty much worthless, camping, waiting for kills, things like that. Now, on to Specialist. It doesn't really matter what these perks are. I haven't mastered the economy of what the best combinations are. Obviously, Focus, Dead Silence, Amplify, and Off the Grid are probably the best overall perks that I would say are pretty much mandatory. Quick Draw is pretty awesome as well. Stalker's awesome on SMGs for sure. Not so much on ARs in my opinion, but some combination of those are the essentials to this game. But how you go about getting it, especially in the Specialist Strike package, is I think up for debate what is the objective best way to do it. Now, honestly, I'm going to talk about these other 2 crappy, pathetic streaks. I like Support where it is, honestly. It's finally nerfed down to be reasonable, but Assault is boringly weak. We'll be talking about that in the future, but Specialist I honestly think is the way to go for pub stomping, and probably with cranked as well, because you want to just be getting gun kills all the time and staying alive. If you're wasting time in air support, it's going to be pretty hard to stay cranked. But anyway, let me show you how this works. A lot of people are confused, and I don't think actually notice what's going on here. Specialist, you pick 3 perks, and then after that, you get awarded the Specialist bonus and get 8 slots, similar to the created class system, to get all at once. Kind of like the Specialist bonus from MW3, but a nerfed version because you're selecting which perks you want instead of getting every single perk in the game. Now, first and foremost, the way this works is you take the point value of the perk itself that it normally costs and add 1 to it, and that's the amount of kills that are required to get it. Example, Strong Arm is worth 1. You add 1 to it. If you put it as your first perk, it's going to cost 2. Now, the next perk we pick, the same rule applies, but you also have to add that 2 streak on top of that to what this perk's going to require, because obviously it's your second perk. Specialist, it's going on a streak. You need to keep getting more kills, and that's what these numbers mean. So let's add Recon. It's worth 1, so you have to add 1 point because that's what it requires to get in the Specialist package no matter what. And you also add 2 because we're already on a 2 kill streak. So this is going to amount to 4. You see that in the bottom left. You know, for those of you playing at home, keeping along, let's try Quick Draw. Add 1, make it 4, because that's what it costs to get into Specialist no matter what. And then add another 2 that we already had on, that comes to 6. Bam, what'd I tell you? And you can do the quick math here. 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 6 is 10. There you go. Now, the interesting thing that comes out of this is, now like I said before, you get the 8 slots for the Specialist bonus, but look down there at the bottom left where it says bonus at 12. What that means is you're pushing your Specialist bonus all the way to 12 kills, which is obviously kind of hard to get. The old Specialist bonus took 8 kills and it got all the perks. A lot better. But, and obviously the Specialist bonus, the extra package of perks, always comes 2 kills after your 3rd perk. So if we set it up like this, the minimum setup, which you can get the Specialist pack at 8, obviously the Gambler we're getting is coming at 6. So this is the cheapest and the fastest, most economical way to get the Specialist bonus. But there's an interesting strategy component to this. Keep in mind, though you're putting the Specialist bonus at 8 kills, which is desirable to do, you're also not going to have as much room to put perks into this final slot. Let me show you what I mean. The more expensive perks you put in, it will drive up the cost for your specialist bonus, but then keep in mind you'll get a more quantity of perks later on to be able to fit into that 8. Because if you put these expensive perks into your slots of 8 for your specialist bonus, they take it up pretty quick. So let's give an example here. We put 3 1s as our base perk, and then obviously since we have 8 to fit, we put 2 3s and a 2. So that came to 6 plus 2 is 8. Let's change this and see how much we have if we do it the opposite way. If we do Stalker, Quick Draw, Sleight of Hand, and this is the same 3 we had before, look at the difference that it makes. Now you're going to give a bigger bang for your buck, because before, we'll do it one more time just in case you guys weren't paying attention a little bit faster. We put these 3, okay? If you remember, like, this is how many we're getting. We're getting this many perks, which is 6 perks in total. Now, I know the number of perks doesn't matter because each one has a different value, but stay with me. If we change this up and actually put our specialist bonus, instead of getting at 8 kills, if we push it and jack it all the way up to the highest possible point, we won't put this on for the sake of example. We'll keep it the same exact way we had. Look how much extra room we have to get even more. We have 5 extra slots to use because we front loaded the expensive perks into the specialist bonus. This is kind of an interesting way that they did in balancing it. So, basic tip for those of you who want the abridged version, what you need to do is, if you want a quick specialist bonus, put cheat perks in your first 3, and then you can have a nice 8 streak, which is going to award you some good abilities. But if you're going for like Killstreaks, you know, the Moabs of this game, it's probably best to front load your abilities and get a bigger bang for your buck later, because you'll actually end up getting more perks than you would otherwise be able to afford. Look at the amount of expensive perks I have in this setup. Plus, you got to keep in mind, I already have perks in my loadout that I selected. So combining all the perks that you already had, and then at a 14 kill streak, which yes, it is high, but in order to get those other 9 kills, or I don't know how many it takes to get a Killstreaks, I don't really care, but in order to get those extra kills, it's going to be a lot easier. I think the real magic in this is finding the happy medium that works best for you. Like, for instance, if 14's too high, you might want to go something like this and force it to 11. But if getting even that high is too hard for you, obviously you can always go down to 8 and have fun, do what you need to do. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it was a little bit of informative for you. I know a lot of you guys are trying to suck the fun out of Call of Duty Ghosts. I definitely am. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and leave any questions in the comments. I'll try to respond to them, but Google Plus is incredibly ugly, and oftentimes I can't even really see when people are commenting on my videos. But that's it. Catch you guys on the next one. My name is XFREEEDO. I don't do outro.
Watch it peel back.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is XFREEEDO, also known as the motherfucking king of Call of Duty Ghosts First Impressions. What was my first impression with Call of Duty? It's about the same goddamn game we've been playing for the last 10 years. Jesus, what's the big deal about the impression? Oh my god, get beasted on. 2 kills with the magnums. That do not unlock the magnums. They look cool right here, but they're not good, believe me. Listen to the footsteps. The pitter patter. That's what this game's called. Call of Duty Pitter Patter. But I know a lot of you wanted me to give first impressions as soon as possible, but I wanted to let my opinions sit and resonate before I just toss shit onto the screen. Also, obviously, I have a life, moving out, I have a job. Not all of us do this full time, and you know, we don't have the luxury that a lot of these bigger YouTubers get. You know, the yes men, the trailer re-uploads. You know all of them. Not all of us get the opportunity to get the game early and hobnob it with Infinity Ward's elite members, you know, eat a nice steak dinner at Mark Rubin's house, or have a half-naked cuddle fun time with Tina Palacios in her private hot tub. Point being, there's perks to being in the top echelon of Call of Duty taters, and guess what? If you're unsure if you're in the big club, it means you're not. But, what do I think about this game? Well, we will cover this in many videos. We're going to just keep hopping around. I'm going to get as much into this video as possible, but a lot of people say this MSBS is overpowered. On PC, I don't really feel it's widely overpowered. Right there, you did see me hipfire the shit out of that guy. Maybe the hipfire spread gets much more widened, so the accuracy goes down, you have to really ADS with it. Otherwise, it seems that there's a pretty hefty delay on the burst, so a big burst delay. Look at this kill, by the way. So he misses his knife right there, he throws it at the ground, it bounces up, ricochets, it hits me in the ankle. Whatever, that's cool. The animations look pretty neat, by the way. All the animations they added, I'm really impressed with. But MSBS, let me know if there's a big burst delay on console, because I think that's a major factor. Also, you got to keep in mind that every gun in this game kills really quick. I will start using that MSBS, and if you think it's cheesy, get a clue. This is a cheesy game with a lot of cheesy shit. Speaking of cheesy shit, I slowed this kill down. I thought I got bullshitted, but really it was just not having focus. And that's the number one thing. Get shit on. God. Don't use secondaries in this game, by the way, people. They're a waste of points. You might as well put those into perks. I love the Magnum, and I don't care. If the Magnum's a decent weapon, I'm going to use it in every single military FPS there is. However, it's fucking terrible in this game. It has a fire rate limiter, at least on PC, and it makes it just about useless because, you know, hi guys, my name is T. Martin, and it makes it pretty much useless because you can't outgun anything. Like, it is a 2-bullet kill, but it just shoots so goddamn slow, it's not worth it. And then I spent a lot of points on the Akimbos, those were shitty too, so yeah, just fuck it, stay away from it. Anyway, the SAW is another thing. Everyone was like, before launch, oh my goodness, a hipfire LMG, that's overpowered. No, not really. Just like I said, all the weapons in this game kill really quick, and there's a lot of ADS laser beam machines. So the chainsaw, not really practical by any stretch of the imagination. Pretty good. By the way, that game mode you were watching right there was Hunted, which I think is a game mode they really dropped the ball with and could have been a lot better. Basically, you start off with a pistol and you go look for power weapons, and which aka power weapons are just the normal weapons, but you know, you upgrade and it's kind of like a old school style team deathmatch in a way, but you also get throwing knives and you only get one clip at a time. I don't know, it could have been improved a lot more. Honestly, I want old school mode back from Call of Duty 4. That was the shit. Everybody's like, cranked, we love cranked, cranked's so great. You know, all the crackheads out there, cranked, yeah, rush, this game's so great, Call of Duty's a rushing game, yeah. Listen, not only is Call of Duty Ghosts not really a rushing game, and we'll break that down a little bit more probably in the future because a lot of you keep seeming to be misguided on it. Not only is Call of Duty Ghosts not a hard nor rushing game, cranked, I think, it's the best way to get that rushing experience, I'm not gonna lie, but I really wish it was a free-for-all mode. I wish they just took free-for-all out and put cranked deathmatch in. Deathmatch, obviously, by the way, old school term, it means free-for-all. For those of you Call of Duty people who can't, you know, decipher real gamer language, but,
real gamers. Real gamer. You're not a real gamer.
Yeah, fuck that shit. But, pretty much 8-player free-for-all on these maps does not work. Okay, I like these maps, honestly, and we'll get more talking about the maps, but the overall consensus is I like these maps far more than the MW3 maps. We're just gonna leave it at that. I like maps that actually have some maneuverability on it, even if it isn't like Treyarch Black Ops 2 competitive flow. At least there's maneuverability on it, and you don't feel clusterfucked. You actually can use logic around the maps, and it makes sense. So I prefer these maps. I don't hate them like I hated MW3 maps. They're playable to me. A lot of you, you know, there is a lot of work to be done. And I guess if there is a skill gap to the game, learning the maps and mastering them is one of the skill gaps in this game. But I honestly think Crank should be free for all, and it would be much better, because playing 8 players on these maps is fucking terrible without Cranked. Put Cranked in the mix, everybody's rushing around, and you got to get kills, and you're Superman, and people are going crazy. But another thing about the skill gap in this game, people think this is a skilled game. You gotta be really good to get. Listen, when I said Black Ops 2 was a hard game, I'm talking about the gunplay. I completely agree with people who say, you know, it's too easy to whore out your KD in Black Ops 2 and get VSATs and dogs. A lot of people get that kind of stuff confused with what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about how horrible the Killstreaks are, as in like horrible, like whore-out-ish. I'm making up words here. But that's not my point. My point isn't, you can't say Ghost is a hard game. Look how hard it was for me to kill that guy, by the way. You can't say Ghost is a hard game because the Killstreaks can't carry you. I mean, that does make it harder, but my point is, everything is a death laser in this game. And with that being the case, the player who's ready and waiting and gets shot on target first wins gunfights. Some people confuse that and think, well, that's real skill. That's real skill. Really? How about you go and play hardcore mode and tell me how that works out for you? I had like 3 bullets in my clip and I hip fired that guy perfectly. That was lucky as hell. Tell me how that works out for you, because I'll tell you a little secret. I used to play hardcore mode quite a bit. You have to really wait and be extremely careful all the time because you insta-die. The same thing works even if it's a 3-bullet kill instead of a 1-bullet kill, or like a 2 to 3-bullet kill. You have to be very conservative with your body, and you can't be sprinting, because if you're sprinting and a guy sees you, already has ADS, there's absolutely no chance you're going to raise your gun and get a kill on that guy if he's any good. Fuck. Out of footage. Alright guys, we're going to post a couple videos a day, at least one every day for a while now. We'll finish talking about this later. My name is XFREEEDO. I don't do outros. T. Martin. Did you guys know it's actually possible to play as Michael Vick in CoDGhosts? Yeah, it's pretty cool. I played against him right here, actually. Whoever controls this dog, it definitely is the Michael Vick character. You can tell because his dog fights mine.
Watch it peel back.
Just days before Ghost launch, and all through the Twitters, the nerds were all rustling. Something was the matter. A big deal when it turned out to be true. SND was indeed gone, and death threats ensued. With a nerd army massing, Tina, the last Spartan, stayed strong and ensured that their qualms be solved before long. And alas, here we sit in wait of its splendor. Tina the Great, they all said. It's going to be a grand November. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Seriously, I think Tina's fucking great. It's awesome she's listening to the community like this. And I do find her sexually attractive for realsies. And yes, my wife knows about it. We're both allowed to have our own little crushes. Don't judge me. We've been married 5 years. It's been working out. I can have my little crush on a gamer girl community manager if I want to. You can hate on me if you want, but to me, she looks somewhere in between Jennifer Lopez and Ugly Betty. She's gorgeous. And when you add Call of Duty to the mix, I just can't help but be tempted. Let's face it, guys. Search and Rescue, it isn't exactly what the community wanted. It's not necessarily bad. I personally kind of like it. I think Search and Rescue works a lot better in pubs, but a lot of people still want that competitive feel that you're actually dead when you die in a round. But, you know, when you play Search and Rescue, it feels like there's a much bigger chance for one player to make a bigger difference on their team, because you can keep reviving your dumbass teammates that make stupid decisions. You can kind of clutch it for them and carry a little bit and help the team out in a different way. But I don't know if it's going to work, especially in the competitive 4v4. It's going to be really ugly because what happens is teams just basically are going to stick together and watch each other's backs constantly. By the way, I'm spectating this guy. It's pretty funny what he tries to pull off here. A lot of times, these public match players, the way they clutch is so sporadic and random, and there's so many bad decisions and risky moves that come into play. It's actually pretty hilarious. But so enjoy that. But really what I want to talk about in the bigger picture is the fact that they're responding in this way. They're noticing it was an issue. Now granted, any dumbass could tell, even just by looking at the numbers of Call of Duty over the years, Team Deathmatch has always been huge, but next to that, Search and Destroy is one of the next biggest denominations playlists in Call of Duty. There's Domination, SND, and then all the other fringe ones, but those are definitely the top 3 in every single game. So just to say like, well, we're going to take that out and put a new one that's kind of like it. But the worst thing about that is nobody even really asked for Search and Rescue. It's not like TDM where it's like, man, I'm sick of campers in TDM. People liked the way S&D played, and if they didn't, they just didn't play it because it's the nature of the mode. It's a very competitive, try-hardy mode, except, of course, in Black Ops 2 where there's a whole bunch of trolls and the evolution of YouTube's effect on the game, people doing a bunch of ridiculous, dorky, goof-around stuff and, spinning in circles and jerking off in a big circle jerk in the back of the map. Things like that teams do in order to get their $60 worth, I guess. But here's a cute little example of the dynamics of this game. Gets sniped by a good shot right there, but he's got to come confirm those tags, otherwise they don't really worth it, because my team can actually push up to converge and rescue us, but of course they get killed. That doesn't happen. They win that round. The deal is with Search and Rescue, I think honestly it's not as good as you might think it is, but luckily in pubs, since players are kind of haphazard and aren't as pro and don't play perfectly all the time, it can actually turn into some fun. Because the way a pro would approach this, the team with an extra man up should never even come close to losing. Because if you can lock down lines of sight and keep your extra man advantage to just save your tags, nothing's more important than having another teammate up. So you'll just keep reviving your teammates and pushing together as a team, and once you have a man advantage, you pretty much can play a little bit more risky and keep covering a tag and reviving your teammate 100 times. I don't know. That's just the way I foresee it. We'll see if it actually gets in the competitive sphere. If there's even the competitive sphere to be. Who really cares about that, right? But Search and Rescue, it was pretty fun. The games I played of it, I might actually play more of it since I'm kind of meh on the entire game. I'm trying to find modes that I can find a home in. TDM, the maps they're not really good for TDM, at least not pub stomping the way I want to play. I want to really rush around, and that worked a lot better on the small competitive style maps of Black Ops 2. But I like big maps in S&D. I think it works really well in the single life game types, or SNR, whatever. It's kind of similar. Because you know you have to traverse the map and reach a choke point and go plant the bomb. It's not like Domination where you're just sitting on long lines of sight constantly and never moving, and it's really hard to move across the map. Or TDM as well kind of plays out the same way. SND, there's a new round every time. The motion happens, and then the round ends, and you move on. SND works really good on big maps, in my opinion. Better than any other game mode in Call of Duty, I think. I would like to close out this video with another poem I wrote for Tina. Yes, I can see her, 'cause every girl in here wanna be her. Oh, she's a diva, I feel the same and I wanna meet her. They say she low down, it's just a rumor and I don't believe 'em. They say she needs to slow down, the baddest thing around town. She's nothing like a girl you've ever seen before, nothing you can compare to your neighborhood girl. I'm trying to find the words to describe this girl without being disrespectful. The way that booty moving, I can't take no more. Have to stop what I'm doing so I can pull her close. I'm trying to find the words to describe this girl without being disrespectful. Damn girl. Damn, you're a sexy chick. A sexy chick. Damn, you're a sexy chick. Damn girl.
Watch it peel back.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? My name is XFREEEDO. Also, I'm the sub game with the fucking king of CoDGhosts. Hear that pitter patter upstairs in the move out room, whatever this is, the paint room. Listen, this is a little rant about the Assault streaks in this game where they completely dropped the ball. They're basically worthless. Specialist is pretty good. It's a little bit more expensive now, but Specialist is a lot better. There's a lot of other abilities to get. Support is where it's supposed to be. So if you plan on dying, you actually can get some decent stuff out of Support. I mean, think of it this way. You can drop an ammo box in Support and get another gun. That seems to be more effective than Riley. Or Scooby-Doo, or whoever the hell you want to call him. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? He just sits and barks beside you. Man, that song, it was working so well, it made me laugh mid-sentence. But Scooby-Doo, he just stands behind you and barks. The best way to use Riley in this game is to camp in a building, and he can kill anybody that comes inside. That's pretty much the most effective way to use it. I've seen it happen. But listen. They completely castrated the Assault package, and it was a stupid idea. Because what's the point of using these hard-to-get streaks? These are the hardest-to-get streaks in the game. They're harder to get than Specialist streaks. Now, hear me out. Even if Specialist is higher and you make it harder to get for yourself, like a 10 streak or something, 10, 11, 12, I think it goes up. The highest it can get is 12, maybe like 15, I think, Specialist, if you put Deadeye in there and the most expensive perks. But Specialist builds over time, so you get 3 extra perks that other guys don't get. So yeah, I understand. Specialist gameplay is cool, but here's the deal. Getting up to like a 10 streak without any extra perks on your character is hard to do. Why aren't we rewarding this with fun streaks? I'm not saying every streak needs to dominate the game like a Swarm or a Blackbird. I'm completely against that, actually. But here's the thing, and I think the Juggernaut is balanced where it is. The Juggernaut is a great example of what I want from Assault, and there's no way to change this. This game's fucking done. It's done for me in terms of the fun factor for Assault, but the Jug is the prime example of what I want to talk about. You toss it out, it's hard to use, and it's easily destroyed. That's the key points I want to make here. Why couldn't you have the AC-130 in the mix? Because I feel it's the same type of deal. I know we're trying to stick with the Call of Duty Ghost themes and everything's a ground streak and there's not any big air support, but it's not fun to use the quad rotor and have it shot down in a few bullets and it barely does any damage. I just want to feel the fun of it. Now, the Maniac Streak is an excellent example. It's incredibly fun. But if you rush into guys head first, you're just going to take a lot of bullets and die. That's fine. The AC-130 could have easily been the highest streak in this game instead of the other bullshit that they put in here that makes no sense. And it's a lot more fun and rewarding and actually takes skill to use. The AC-130 is not easy. Or the Chopper Gunner from Black Ops 1. It's just there is no fun factor streaks in this game other than the Juggernauts. And they're really easily counterable if you know what you're doing, which I'm not going to complain about. Get teabagged, bitch. But really, at the end of the day, they turn into moral support streaks. That's what they are. They're there for moral support. They man's best friend. You call in your companion Scooby-Doo, and you guys can eat Scooby snacks and laugh together and solve mysteries, but you can't really be very effective. And the other thing that follows you around, the 9 streak, I got that. The Chopper is mediocrely effective, but the point is, like, you have to understand, you're getting a 9 streak for that stuff. Is it worth it? In my opinion, it's not, and I'm pretty upset at this game. By the way, check out this little bonus clip for those of you who actually think you can bypass focus in this game. You really can't. You can't live without focus if you're playing anybody who has a modicum of gaming ability, because if they're shooting at you and get some lucky bullshit or have focus on and you don't, your aim's going to go everywhere and you're going to fucking die. So that's a word to the wise there. My name is XFREEEDO. I don't do outros.
Friendly shock and awe commencing. Friendly SATCOM active.
Watch it peel back.
What's going on, guys? My name is XFREEEDO, also known as the Super Motherfucking King of navigating through these big, obnoxious maps. So this is going to be kind of old school gameplay commentary. I'm going to show you longer cuts of streaks I went on these maps in order to sort of exemplify the way you pretty much need to go about playing them. And in different game types, it works a little bit differently. Here I'll be playing TDM because it's the simplest way to go about it. If you're playing Cranked, pretty much you want to force yourself into as many gunfights as possible. Staying in the middle of the map, kind of like I'm doing right here, isn't a terrible idea, but you may not have the time to wait on someone, so you have to go find them. So navigating through the middle and pushing towards each spawn whenever it flips is kind of the best way to go. But when you have a map that is this quote-unquote outrageously big, like a Battlefield map, this isn't really more like a Battlefield map. It's just more like an old school shooter map. Maps haven't always had this really small structured 3-lane system like has been developed in Call of Duty over time. That's more of a Call of Duty thing. It's actually the exception, not the norm. So these are more normal multiplayer shooter maps rather than the traditional Call of Duty style. But here, like you see me do in Black Ops 2 TDM quite a bit, you do some smart zoning back and forth. And there was a guy coming that way. I don't know why I didn't keep looking, but if I played right the way I initially intended to, because I was looking that way the whole time and then he didn't come, I probably would have got that kill anyway. But holding down windows, lines of sight, and controlling traffic patterns is what's going to give you the most success against good players. That's another thing that people try to toss around and pretend that this is a very hard game and they're just good at it. They're like, yeah, this is a hard game, takes a lot of gun skill, but I can rush because I'm good. No, mostly it's
Look out! Here comes the Spiderman!
because your teammate, look at Spiderman on the wall right there. What the hell was that? But mostly it's because your enemies are clueless or they're not wearing Amplify. That's what it comes down to. Now, it's always fun to play against guys like that, but the things I'm teaching you and always teach you is things you can use against anybody, not ways to just pub stomp bad players. You can learn that from just about every YouTuber. But like, for instance, here, I found myself controlling their spawn, and actually I should not have called out Scooby-Doo right there. It was a bad idea. And keep looking down and locking it down. But the way these maps work, especially this big-ass snow map, is just holding spots and playing smart. You're not going to get a lot of success constantly sprinting into dead space. So like, look at the minimap, for instance. I got a bunch of teammates to my left. I always assume that the guys are going to be coming from the opposite side of the map because that's the way it works. Cut the map in half. Essentially, that's where the highest probability of enemies are going to come from. And just navigate your way smartly through the cover points. These maps aren't made for competitive play necessarily, but they are traversable. They are easy to navigate in terms of how to go about logically. Like, look for cover points as soon as you're coming around these corners. I don't have one, but I do have high ground, which gives me a lot of view. This guy, I heard his little pitter patter underneath. Amplify for the win. And that's the way you're going to have success. So we're going to get off this map here in a second, but that's pretty much the deal. People say that, you know, that you don't tell people to camp, have everybody rush just like me because I'm amazing. You're not doing that against anybody who's good at the game. That's just the way it goes. It's pretty sad. By the way, destroy these little satcoms. That actually might pay for sit rep in itself if you can find the satcoms. I never find any other equipment in this game. In fact, I don't even know if you can equip it. It might be because equipment is worth a point that you can use for a perk, so a lot of people don't use equipment. But destroying those satcoms is cool. However, obviously you don't really need Amplify if you are already using off the grid, because I'm sorry, excuse me, I didn't mean Amplify. You don't necessarily need sit rep, because if you already have off the grid, countering the satcoms isn't a big deal, but it is a little bit of bang for your buck in terms of what you're able to get. Oh, look at Riley go get my martyr kill. Good job, Scooby. Useless fucking streak. As soon as I can afford to take Riley off my class, I'm never using him again. So here's another dumb big map, a map that a lot of people get frustrated with. You got to learn where the lanes are, where the cover spots are, and where you need to fill. Obviously, it's a little bit different in objective game modes or like cranked where you have to rush, but in TDM, look at these head glitches as well. The cover points is what you call them. See, I come up on the head glitch to check down the alleyway. I stay tight to my cover so I don't get shot from the side, and I turn on that guy. That was more like gun skill and luck, but then look for the flow. You know, if a character was already there and we didn't have a teammate, more than likely they're going to flow back through there or through the center where I killed the first guy, and now I'm just playing catch up, flow back to the backside and get a free kill of someone maneuvering around. There's a lot of ways you're going to get kills in this game. You're going to get kills from playing smart. You're going to get kills from information a lot of times. Gun skill is like the lowest on the list of what it's required to get kills. So like Amplify, them not having off the grid, seeing glimpses of them across the map. So like I know there's going to be at least one player that's going to be in the center there. Fall and break my ankle. That's not the player that I was looking to kill. They heard me fall and break my legs. That was the girl I was looking to chase after. Riley, go get him, Scooby. And don't push the issue when you can't. Like, laying prone in this game is highly successful, because if you have your gun ready and they don't, and you have a very small target for them to shoot at, it's insta-kill. And that's what I'm saying. That's why it's a camping game. The defending player with their gun up, look at this, Amplify for the win. Hear him coming, I just pre-fire. And that was actually, I was just playing stupid right there. I was goofing around. I didn't know, like, I could have got shot from right here. But, damn it, I forgot what the hell I was saying. Fucking Amplify and pre-fire around that corner really lost my train of thought. But you'll get a lot of kills in this game that aren't, oh yeah, gun skill and all that, and going prone. The main mechanic you want to use, some people are telling you out there that you should never jump, only drop shot. What I'm going to say is, from medium range, definitely drop shot. At close range, jumping hip fire is always good at close range. But the main skill you can use at medium to long range as well is jumping to prone. Because a lot of times people are going to anticipate the drop shot and already start aiming at your feet, especially if they don't have focus and they're expecting their gun to flinch. You can jump to prone. I'm not sure if I show much examples of it in this video, but you're definitely going to see it in videos coming in the future. So I check over the top there, don't see any flow coming out, and then I push through into the spawn because I know they're spawning on this side of the map. Just kind of play your angles and play smart, and you're playing for lines of sight constantly. You're constantly checking alleyways and lines of sight in this game. And even though the maps are supposedly big, this is still a corridor shooter. And that gunfight was ugly as hell. I didn't have focus on yet. But this is still a corridor shooter. Like, even though there's long lines of sight that you can potentially die to, oftentimes it's more like tunnels and and things like this. Like, even though you can get out in the open there a little bit, there's a lot of buildings and close range engagement. So using an SMG, even on these big maps, quote unquote, is not that impossible to use. And I don't really want to advertise more SMG bullshit, but I think the MTAR is the best in the games, people are saying. Supposedly the K7 does more damage, I believe, or another one. I don't really remember, but this is the worst map in this entire game, if you ask me, to be honest. So playing slow and defensive and incredibly cheesy, the type of stuff that people supposedly yell at you for, you're not allowed to wait and look down lines of sight, that's bullshit. Because this game, the whole center of this map is just a death trap. It's stupid to traverse across, especially in team deathmatch. It's just really hard to do, and it's not. There's no risk reward. It's just pretty much all risk, and the reward is you might find somebody, but it's still better to kind of circle and navigate around the edges and roofs of this map and kill the baby buffalo that tried to push over the center, because you just see him falling, laying down. They really want to get in here, but they need to be setting up and taking me out of these spots once you get them. That's another thing, man. In Call of Duty Fundamentals 101, controlling PowerPoints is the name of the game. It always has been, always will be. Areas where you can see a lot of players and have cover is a good idea. So if you want to get kind of risky, and I heard that guy with Amplify, by the way, it's overpowered. You want to get risky, you can hop on top of these cars and take a quick look down the alley, but just keep in mind that players are constantly pushing and going across. And it's just a hard map to play. It's fucking clusterfucky. Hey, buddy, a couple love bullets for you there. But I hope you guys enjoyed some tips on how to improve on these maps. I didn't have focus there, so I didn't have a chance after getting shot first. This Trinity rocket's not bad. It's one of the better things in the Assault streak. It's going to be a staple in my streaks to come. We all know how I feel about Scooby-Doo. He's definitely... I'm kicking him out, Scooby. But that's been it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. My name is Freedo. I don't do outros.
Watch it peel back.
What's going on, guys? My name is Freedo, also known as, everybody knows it, not even the self-proclaimed, just the motherfucking king of Black Ops 2. Let's be honest, triple kill, final kill cam. You knew we were going to go back the time machine, or forward in the time machine, go forward in the DeLorean. This is Back to the Future 2 instead of 1. We're going forward back into 2025. I love Black Ops 2, and let's just break down some of the factual evidence about the differences between Black Ops 2 and Ghost, because some of you seem to not be understanding. You are under some sort of weird illusion that Ghost takes more gun skill. Really? How about when I was missing that sniper with my SMG and didn't kill him in the 4 bullets that it normally takes? I was missing a few shots. In Ghost, I would have killed him already, because it takes 2 to 3. Same thing with the sniper jumping up and down. And same thing with this guy running away. I have to continuously hit more shots. So if you want the quick synopsis of this video quickly, before we show you irrefutable evidence over and over again, the fact of the matter is, the more bullets it takes to kill, the more gun skill required. Look at me spray at that guy and miss. Oh, another thing that Black Ops 2 did way better. Score streaks, fun factor. We're going to show you all that here as well. Okay, so I got a little bit excited going into that beginning, another triple kill spray down with the impossible to use hit marker machine submachine gun, supposedly. The rage is coming back. The Black Ops 2 defense, it's just mounting. Here's another little quick clip. Okie doke, that guy, left, right, strafe. Something you can barely do in Ghost. A stray bullet will kill you in Ghost. There, up, down, drop shot, gun skill, FPS skill. The proportion of FPS skill is directly related to how hard it is to kill an individual player. You have to understand that. So, if every gun kills in 1 bullet, the least amount of gun skill is required. Why? Because you can just spray in a circle, and if one stray one hits first, you win. Okay, obviously now in face-to-face engagements, the gun skill in that equation is whoever shoots first gets on target faster. However, what it mostly does is allow people to camp, wait, have their gun ready, and find players that are moving and insta-kill them. That's what ends up happening. Whereas in Black Ops 2, you can take some shots. A guy can come around a corner and you can quickly drop him with a weapon that's designed for that role, or with better aim. You can get shot and duck back behind cover and play smart. Black Ops 2 was a more arcadey game. Now, I know a lot of you are disagreeing. You're not even listening to the words I'm saying. You're not even following the arguments. You're going to disagree in the comments anyway. That's fine. You guys can, you are perfectly allowed on my channel to disagree with me. You can also have stupid, incorrect opinions. It's fine. You can do that. But let's give a little thought experiment here. What takes more gun skill? Call of Duty or Halo?
Halo is a hit marker game.
Well, look at that guy camping. Let's see. In Ghosts, he's ready. He's got the drop on me. His gun's up. But guess what? I can Halo jump around the corner, make him miss a few shots, and then bust him in the head. Okay, sorry, I had to do that real quick. Fast forward. Had to get through some of that footage, get to the good stuff. Oh yeah, and the fun factor, that's right. Good players are actually rewarded in Black Ops 2 with cool kill streaks. Now, I think the score streak system was perfect, way better than the kill horse streaks, let's call them, in the Infinity Ward titles. I do hate swarms and dogs and VSATs and all the really high whore out stuff that people,
oh, Black Ops 2 is so easy because I can get 100 kill games by whoring out noobs.
That's not the point of what's easy. When I'm talking about Black Ops 2 being hard, I'm talking about the gun mechanics being more difficult for new players. Now, there is a lot of aim assist in this game, but they put that in to sort of compensate for you baddies out there and try to give you a little bit of a helping hand. And LMGs are really strong and whatnot, but still, the point is, I hop in Black Ops 2. All this footage right now is 4 games. 2 of them were pretty damn good. One of them, my team really failed, and then the first one just had that clip I joined in late. Every single game I play in Black Ops 2, I can mow people over with my gun skill, and they can't touch me. In Ghosts, I have to resort to playing better than them and smarter. I can't just run out and sponge a few bullets and have better aim than them. My aim doesn't really matter. Only first shot does. And you can get first shot on accident in Call of Duty. You can get first shot with hip fire that shouldn't have registered. There's barely any gun skill in Ghosts. Infinity Ward games naturally have always had less gun skill required, except for Call of Duty 4, which, by the way, the hit detection, check this shit out, by the way, collateral damage with the KSG. By the way, the hit detection in Call of Duty 4 is not as pristine and easy mode, and all the guns aren't as easy to use in COD 4. They're much harder. They feel much more like a Treyarch game, to be honest with you, than MW2. If you don't believe me, go back and play and see how the hitboxes work in COD 4. They work basically the same way that they work in Black Ops 2, where you have to really be on the chest and head. Look at this guy, Camper. Camper, I'm able to maneuver, strafe, jump, and get my aim better than him, and I take him out. And then I go to teabag him, and his teammate finds me, but that's besides the point. That doesn't happen in Ghosts. It can't happen, because any random bullet that hits first is going to kill you. You have to expect to be able to dodge all his bullets pretty much instead of just a couple. That's the whole point of gun skill. That's what gun skill is supposed to mean. I don't know what you guys are defining or redefining gun skill so you can own it yourself. So the games that you succeed in, you can some sort of inflate your ego and make you think you're actually good at FPS games. No. The only time you're doing good against players in Call of Duty Ghosts is when they're not prepared for you. There is not really any engagements in that game. There's no interplay between the weapons. There's no oh, I need to hit him 4 times and, he might have a gun that kills me faster, yada, yada, yada. Everything just kills fast. It doesn't really matter. Everything's an insta-kill. Now, let's get to that other idea of, let's give an example, actually, of gun skill. If you got those of you who still aren't paying attention. By the way, campers in the same room. Again, didn't see the guy on the right. Watch this next clip. Which game has more gun skill required? Halo, which everything takes 5 shots and you have to hit moving targets constantly over and over time, or Call of Duty. By the way, look again. I sponged a few shots because you don't die instantly in this game, and I was able to get better aim, snapshot right there, better aim and kill the guy with a weapon that's designed for that role. Which takes more gun skill, Halo or Call of Duty? Which game can you win just by having gun skill? That you don't need to worry about tactics or playing smart or camping or anything like that. Halo, hands down. You can run around and take hits, and if you have that 5-shot DMR and you can hit all your shots and the other guy can't keep up with you and can't aim as well as you over time, the better aim player wins. Now, let's transfer that into Instakill Call of Duty right here. Look there again. Clean. My hipfire reticle was completely enveloped on that guy, and even though he had an SMG, I was able to one burst him. You guys who think you have gun skill, have you ever got a one burst with the M8? Seriously, you don't have gun skill. So stop giving me this crap that Ghost is some sort of game with a skill gap. That's not true. The truth is the skill requirement is so low, it's hard for you to play because any noob can kill you randomly for stupid reasons because there's barely any gun skill required. In Black Ops 2, there was a decent amount of gun skill required, as is usually with Treyarch games, and therefore you could have gaps between players. That's what skill gap means, and that's what gun skill is. Gun skill is required to create that gap. In Ghosts, there is no gap. There's just whoever got first shot. I'm fucking done. I don't do outros.
Watch it peel back.
What's going on, guys? My name is XFREEEDO, also known as the self-proclaimed motherfucking king of domination in Call of Duty Ghosts. So, a lot of you guys who are my people, my Black Ops 2 people, I think my sub base is the entirety of the Black Ops 2 fans. You know, a percentage of you. I know a lot of you don't like Black Ops 2, but the only Black Ops 2 fans I feel are sub to me. There's a couple hundred of you and you're all here. Hey, how's it going, bud? Be very quiet. And we're trying to figure out how to play this game. It's insta-kill game, much more tactical, a lot of ways to get kills that, you know, you can't just rely on gun skill in this game. It doesn't work out. You try to run out and outgun somebody, well, Pam, if he's waiting on you, more than likely you're just going to die before you even get in the process of being able to aim. So you have to play a lot slower, a lot more tactically. So in that, I feel TDM is just not as fun to me. In Black Ops 2, I could roam around with a KSG and an M8 like a boss and literally be set for every single gunfight, have dexterity up and ready and lightweight hardline, and just dominate everything. Maybe I haven't found that kind of setup for myself in Ghost yet to feel that I can rush around freely and control the map and be a driving force and get those 30, 40, and maybe even 50 kill TDMs like I did in Black Ops 2. Maybe it's just that. Or it's the fact that this game plays incredibly slow. Everybody's got Amplify with Super Crunch hearing on and can hear you from a mile away. Or it's the maps, or it's the game modes, or it's the insta-kill weapons. Pretty much all those things put together. This is a pretty cool kill streak, by the way. I feel I'm going to make this a staple. I'm going to ditch Riley and put the rockets in there. Sorry, Scooby-Doo. We're gonna have to put you down. But I don't need a kill streak that just stands by my side and barks the whole time. That's not very useful. The barking is a little loud. I can't hear my footsteps good enough. Gotta be a little sound whore. But so in all of this mess, and I don't really like Cranked because I feel it should be a free-for-all game type, not a TDM. Because you're literally competing with your teammates for kills so you can stay cranked, so it kind of sucks that they get kills, and that's just dumb. Other game modes, let's see. I haven't played Blitz yet, but I have a feeling that it might make me mad if the teammates are bad. I kind of like a game mode that I can just go in and carry for my team, but I'll try Blitz. Haven't tried any of the single life game modes yet. I don't like Hunted so much, because I feel like they didn't do enough with it, and it's just kind of janky. Like, I can talk more about that in another video if you want. But so all these eliminations bring us down to Domination, and as you've been watching me beast in the background, oh shit, there's a guy sees me and I gotta get my Juggernaut suit, hope he doesn't push me, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna pick it up, then I get shot right as I pick it up. That was a close one. Juggernaut Maniac. Other than Domination, I think really getting the jugs and mastering their playstyle is where I'm going to suck the fun factor out of this game. Call of Duty, oh wow, achy fakey, that guy wasn't even moving. Gave him a little reach around right there. Love those knife animations, but the Infinity Ward games, I always have to really personalize my experience. It's not like in Black Ops 2 where I liked everything. I could play a lot of different modes and feel competent and fun. In Infinity Ward games, I have to kind of find the fun. Hey, sweetheart, hold that right in your chest. Nice breasts, by the way. And, you know, that's just the way it is. Like, you know, I'm all out of fun. I'm so lost without you. I'm looking for fun. So, Domination, the reason why I like it. Destroy that Comm. Damn, that guy was behind me. What the hell? I think the reason why I like Domination in here, and I didn't like it so much in Black Ops 2 because of the way the score streaks kind of hoarded out. It was a long game mode. I'll give you that. Score streaks are really made Domination easy and dumb in a lot of ways in Black Ops 2. And also the map structure. It was so honed in for CTF, SND, and Hardpoint that a slow-playing game type like Domination, and it is slow. Those of you who are new subs and haven't heard me say this little rant before, Domination is not, I repeat, not a fast game type. No matter what Momentator tells you, Domination is not fast. It is slow inherently because there's 3 objectives at all times. The only thing that's relevant to do is hold the spots on the map. Just like in Conquest and Domination or something. Run away, run away. Give it away now. That's the only thing you need to do in Dom. So, in my opinion, I feel these maps are extremely conducive. Where are you going, dude? I believe these maps are extremely conducive to Domination because of the way... just barely. I thought I could sneak up on that guy, but he saw me. Put 1 bullet in me. I was dead. And the Jug suit is done. I feel for the lockdown game type, because that's how I play TDM on this anyway. I play slow and kind of look down lines of sight, but I'm really reliant on people coming to me, because if they don't, rushing around to get them is a death sentence. So in Domination, I can justify, whoa, Matrix slow motion, get the fuck out of that bush, bitch. You're pretty goddamn bad if my back's to you and you can't kill me. Come on, every weapon is insta-kill in this game. I just turned on you. But in Dom, you have to do that anyway. Long shot, what a beast with a silencer AK. You have to play that way anyway. It's map lockdown. It's the whole point of it. Preventing the other team from pushing up and taking the 3rd flag. Pretty much, you know. And you can go in triple cap. I'll do that for fun. But I think it's really conducive to the way these maps are built. Also, Ground War, I think, is what a lot of people want to play. And you console guys can't do it. PC has the next gen version, so I actually have Ground War. I'm fine with 6v6 Dom, actually, because it's much more patient and strategical, and there's a lot less cluster fuckery. Because it seems whenever I play Ground War, people always want to vote for the clustery fuckery maps, like Strikeout, I think it's called, like the smallest map in this game. And it's just constant like spawn deaths, and that's stupid. I don't like that. I might stick with 6v6 Dom, or I'll go into Ground War and show you guys what that's like. Yeah, Ground War's not bad. It really helps fill out and flesh out the maps. But if you're in the right game type, I feel 6v6 is just fine. It just kind of extends the engagements that you can have, that you can expect to find players at longer ranges, whereas the more players put on the map, the more relevant every engagement is. So you can actually find your up-close engagements more often because there's so many people rushing around the map. And it also intensifies the ranged engagements as well. I've said this all in previous videos, but look at that. What was that? An IMS? Cool shit. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please hit like if you did. My name is XFREEEDO. I don't do outros.
Watch it peel back.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? My name is XFREEEDO, also known as the self-proclaimed motherfucking king of the Call of Duty balance. Ghost is no exception. I may not be a big fan of this game, but let's talk about balance anyway. I really wanted to get into the balance of Battlefield 4, to be honest with you. Those of you who are BF4 fans, I apologize. I don't understand that game on the level I do COD, and Battlefield 4 is a much more vibrant experience. There's a lot of moving parts, whereas Call of Duty, it really boils down to more simplistic aspects because it's not like each class has a different role to play for the team. So you could complain that SMG might be a little weak, but you gotta keep in mind it's the only class that can defeat vehicles. So that's, I don't know, something to keep in mind. Look at these guys. Be very, very quiet. We're hunting newbies. Oh, get shanked in the bank. I love the animation. Oh, there's lucky kill. Can't even talk there, but drop shot, and I don't know how the hell I got a headshot on that guy. But yeah, this is Ghost. It's a skill-based game, right? But that's such a dick thing to say. I would piss off somebody of you talking like that. But listen, the balance of this game. MSBS. I don't think it's as overpowered as a lot of you are making it seem. I do wish that the guns didn't kill quick, but let's face it, all of them, even the automatic ARs, are very quick killing death lasers. And the fact that you have to really control your shots with this weapon and you can't start shooting before you're on target is a huge detriment. Pick up a sniper here, by the way, get a little sniper footage as well. It's a huge detriment to have to use a burst fire rifle when there's a burst delay, and that's why it warrants that power. Like when a lot of people say they want to nerf MSBS, what do you want to nerf on it? Because no matter what, it's going to have a 2-shot kill potential, because if it doesn't, if it needs a full 3 shots, a full burst, the rate of fire has got to be so ridiculously high to be able to warrant it competing with the other weapons in the game. If you just straight up change the damage right now, it'll be one of the worst guns in the game. So that's why it kind of like tethers the line in between what's acceptable. I'm fine. Personally, I think the M8 from Black Ops 2, oh, look at Freedo. He likes a part of Black Ops 2. What a surprise. I personally think they did the M8 perfect after a few patches, where the M8 needed a full burst to kill, but it was a skill weapon. I still have people telling me the M8 is a terrible gun in Black Ops 2, but yet all the competitive players use it. It's one of the most dominant weapons. It's my most used weapon across the game, kind of behind the KSG, or in front of, I should say, the KSG and MSMC. But anyway, stop talking about Black Ops 2. That's last year's game. We don't care. Let's talk about Ghosts. All right, point is, look at this engagement that's about to happen right now, okay? I jump down, I get in this fight, and I'm not able to react fast enough with my follow-up burst because the timing in between the bursts is long enough for an accurate shooter with an automatic weapon to spray me down. That's why I'm kind of hesitant to jump on the bandwagon to say the MSBS is overpowered. Now, obviously, I am playing on PC, but I also switched to playing with a controller. Like I said in a previous video, I play on PC, but I use my Xbox 360 controller. This is the only game where I want to play with a controller on, because they actually have aim assist on. Oh, gunfight. Get shit on with the sniper rifle. Dual render scopes. Eat my asshole out, bitch. Now, oh, that was, I don't know where that came from. A little bit of hate and rage built up in my heart, but Battlefield 4, I use the mouse because they actually use the raw input. It feels really smooth, and I know a lot of you guys sent me fixes on how to work the mouse and get the mouse acceleration off. Fuck that, I don't care. I just use a controller. Then it feels like I'm playing on Xbox again. Oh boy. So what else? The snipers. That's something a lot of people are complaining about. Quick scoping is still in the game, where like I've been showing you here, I've been using the sniper whenever I pick it up. It actually is a very fun gun to use, and thankfully using the controller, it gives me a better feel of where the aim assist is. Pop that, dude. For consoles, and that's one good thing about using the controller as well. I get to kind of get a better feeling of what you guys are experiencing, and I'm also playing against people with mouse aim. But then again, in my opinion, if they're using mouse aim with the mouse acceleration bullshit, then they're at a disadvantage as far as I'm concerned. But from where I'm sitting, I have yet to find any snipers on PC. I don't know what it's like on console, but nobody who's actually good. Hey, how's it going, sweetheart? Take that shank in the butt. That girl got raped. Oh, God. Too soon? Too soon to make the rape jokes with the female characters? Come on, guys. You know what's going to happen. Just accept it. Rape jokes do not incentivize rape. The crazy motherfuckers that want to rape people don't care about jokes, okay? So don't give me all this rape culture, feminist nonsense, because that doesn't mean anything. Hey, bud, not playing? Sure, I'll take a headshot and a SATCOM. So I don't think the snipers are overpowered, at least for PC. The aim assist seems moderate, so it's not like Black Ops 2 where the aim assist is really high. Then again, I also thought that Black Ops 2 snipers were balanceable if you just used the ballista. I thought it was very balanced. But I don't know, I like the snipers where they are. I love the dual render scopes. A lot of the animations and stuff that they added to the game, including the dual render scopes, the climbing, the knifing animation, all beautiful additions to the game. And personally, I hope that Call of Duty's moving forward have the dual render scopes in them, because I think it's a much better way of looking in the sniper and is more satisfying. So, the last thing I want to talk about in this video is something I've mentioned multiple times before, the Do You Hear What I Hear perk, Amplify, which is ruining the game for me. I keep getting mixed reviews on whether dead silence counters it or not. I think it really depends on what your level of sound whore mastery is at, because I think I hear every footstep. I think dead silence does soften it. It doesn't completely counter it like it did in Modern Warfare 3, so that's a good thing. But with Amplify on, I do believe I hear everybody. The clump, like horse trotting, is when they don't have dead silence, and then the pitter patter is more when they have dead silence. But either way, having good ears and, you know, distinguishing and honing in on sounds, you're gonna dominate in this game, and that's what's really slowing down the game for a lot of people. Got to keep in mind as well, these more elaborate maps are what slows down the game inherently, and then you actually put a perk that allows people to be able to hear people coming and get ready for them. That's just terrible, because half of the game is being ready for engagements, especially in an insta-kill game when every single gun is amazing. That's what I don't understand. Like, the philosophy of this game is just really screwing up. Maybe they just want to incentivize players. That's what it really seems. It seems like they want to just give players all the tools to be able to choose to do well. And that's the thing with Infinity Ward games that they oftentimes do. Use the right gun, use the right perk setup, use the right super fast mode, use the right everything, and you will do well. You don't have any other choice, because if you have Amplify and getting ready for your gunfights, you're going to do fine. If you're a bad player who doesn't, or, you know, whatever, if you're a guy who doesn't choose Amplify and other people are, and you don't counter it with dead silence and they hear you, they're just ready for their gunfights, because there's no intense gunplay in between gunfights. It's like whoever shoots first 9 times out of 10 is going to win. Not like Black Ops 2 where the better aim wins. The first shot is important, that's going to matter, but overall in Black Ops 2, it was who had the superior aim on the whole throughout the entire engagement. And when you have a fast time to kill game, the engagements just get shortened, and that whole like other half a second doesn't matter. And you know, that's personal preference. So that's my 2 cents on that. What nerf? That guy's head just got blown off. What nerf do we want for Amplify? Well, if it's got to be in the game, I say it's worth 5 points. That would make it just as expensive as Deadeye, and in my honest opinion, it's better than Deadeye because it works all the time, whereas Deadeye needs to be established to start to work. And really, honestly, Deadeye, it's going to help you get those Killstreaks, without a doubt. But nothing helps you more than knowledge, right? Because knowledge can trump kill time, in my honest opinion. If you have knowledge of where your enemies are, and I got outgunned right there, you can win gunfights simply because you know where they are. You don't necessarily need 1 less bullet, because 1 less than 2 or 1 less than 3, with the guns the way they are and low recoil and everything, manageability, fast times to kill, I don't think it's as important as the knowledge. Knowledge is power, ladies and gentlemen. Keep that in mind. Keep your ears open and your minds exploring life, because knowledge is power. My name is XFREEEDO. I don't do outros. I can rush because I'm good. No, mostly it's
Look out! Here comes the Spiderman.
because your teammate... Look at Spiderman on the wall right there.
Watch it peel back.
Oh, Twitch shot. Get the fuck off that roof, pussy motherfucker. You too. You can get it too. Oh, look at my Battlefield aim. And I'm gonna heal this bitch like a fucking beast. Oh god, oh god. The grass ain't always greener at the bottom of the parking complex. Learn to drive, bitch. You just blew out that side of the wall. It's the same reason why. Whoa, I'm getting shot at. Die, bitch. Die, bitch. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah. My aim wasn't that bad right there. The UMP is my favorite PDW. Partially because I've just always kind of been a fan of the way it looks. And the high damage, low rate of fire kind of weapons always suit my personality. Bam! Mobility! Hit. Pummel this fucking tank. Yeah, ho! That just gives me a big hard on destroying tanks. Let's pull out this rocket and just fucking beast this chopper. Oh, man. Didn't happen. Didn't happen, but it could have been epic. Could have been, but it wasn't. Boom. The only reason I feel support's even worthwhile... Would you just die already? Goddamn. Oh, shit. Thank you, teammate. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Hey, hey, hey. Dirty bit. Yeah. By the way, I cannot fly vehicles to save my life. And if anyone wants to give me a little tips on what I should do in order to prove that, can you play private match? I don't even know. Like, I suppose I could practice. You just got crapped on. Love getting those. Oh, God. Reload this bitch. Alright, we're going to take out this tank because we are so good at life. Vehicle hit. Not the best angle to be hitting the tank from, but there's a guy coming too. Grab the wall. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Come on, come on. Why did I not hit this? Hit it! Where'd the tank go? Oh, motherfucker. Run, 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 run. That was very unfruitful. Alright, I'm getting bored. Oh shit, we're getting flanked. We're getting flanked. Where's this guy? See, like, I think half of my problems with this game is I just don't see anything. Oh, he's trying to throw C4. No! Damn it. Oh, I failed so hard. A millisecond, and I would have saved the tank and myself. That goddamn marker is way too fucking big. I can't even see. Oh, shit. Hey, squad spawn. Kill both. Kill both. Why? Why didn't they both die? Yeah, heal me. Oh, you are such a G. That's what I'm providing you, folks. An example of what not to do in this game and showing you what does not work. I'm doing that for effect because if I wanted to play good, I definitely could. Yeah, shooting at that guy was a bad fucking idea. Hip fire. Hip fire. You can get caught up in it. There's guys all around me. I feel like the UMP hipfire was much better in Battlefield 3. We are wrecking shop. Savior. Oh, come on, get the rocket out. Okay. Someone else did that. I don't know if I'm over-aiming with my Battlefield 4 weapons. I'm not sure because sometimes I think I need to compensate for bullet drop, and it feels like that was the wrong decision at that time. Speaking of, come on, I gotta get out of this heat right here. This guy really needs to die. You need to die. You need to die right now. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? God damn it! No! The hipfire on the pistols in Battlefield 3 were like magic, but in this game, it feels like they don't connect right. Grenade out. Dude. Hit detection. Where'd he go? Dude, he just hopped in that tank. Oh my god, somebody majorly failed right there. Whoever let that guy just walk in that tank. I'm playing with morons right now. Dude, I'm getting fired on. Getting fired on. Alright. No, that's not a guy. That's a rock. Sniper. Got a little... I tickled him. Tickled him. Get a little closer. Flank up the side. Multiple enemies coming. Mobility hit. And we blew that motherfucker up. Yeah. There's shrubbery in my way. Is that an enemy? Is that an enemy? He's dead? Okay. There's the bomb. My squad is spawning on me. Come on, come on, come on. Kill that bitch. Kill his teammate. Reload, reload. Keep the squad spawn alive. What's going on? Get down. Time to heal. Tank exploding. No, Jimmy died. Bitch. Get the fuck on my level, bitch. I ain't afraid of no tank. I'm the tank destroyer. Choppers, though, little tougher. Not so good against choppers, but I wish that tree would fall down and hit him in the head. Crack him. Put that thing there. What are you doing right there, bud? What are you doing right there, bud? Where's this guy? What are you doing right there, bud? Oh, shit, man. Too many people making too many problems and not enough bullets to go around. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Where are you going, ho? Get off the ground. Get off your knees, bitch. Let's get some ammo. Oh, that was so cool. I just blew up that chopper. They don't want it. They don't want it. Look at them run that damn thing back. Get off the ground. Where's this guy? He's right next to me. I'm a beast with the rocket. Coming up that flank side. Insta-death. No surprise. He was in the same gun as I was. And he had 1 health. Nothing more frustrating than losing to a guy who's got 1 goddamn health.
Watch it peel back.
What's going on, guys? My name is XFREEEDO, also known as the Separate Motherfucking King of YouTube Call of Duty Ghost content. Listen, I've been giving this game a hard time, I understand. But something clicked with me after about an 8-hour session leveling up on my day off, playing this game, forcing myself to learn new things and discover what I can get out of the game. Because that's the thing, like I said before. Infinity Ward games, they're not so much about me maximizing my efficiency and, you know, like Black Ops 2 figuring out the meta game. It's pretty much do what you want in Ghosts and figure out the type of playstyle you want and create your character with the perks and weapons and attachments and everything the way you want to play. You actually can rush in this game. I was a little bit incorrect when I said you can't. Amplify does not counter Dead Silence as much as I thought it does. At least people don't seem to be sound whoring me as good as I sound whore other people. I've been having a lot of fun. Well, at least for that session. I probably won't pick this game up again for a little while until I need some more footage. But I think I finally... The 3-piece for the Trinity Rocket. Which, the Trinity Rocket, if you don't know, it's actually just a firework. It just makes some explosions on screen. Everybody celebrates, but you don't get any kills from it. But the game's actually fun when you figure that stuff out. If you guys want, let me know in the comments below, and I'll do kind of more of a extended walkthrough through the Create a Class system and kind of let you know the things that I've been combining and what I like a lot. Long story short, I'll let you guys know, and obviously here I'm going to camp because I'm one off the Maniac streak. The Maniac! But I think extended mags is a must on a lot of weapons. It's really good. I like a lot of the aggressive perks that I thought I couldn't afford because I was too busy in the mindset that I need stealth perks. You can get away with off the grid if you play smart. You can get away with not having Amplify. Mario jump, get off me, bitch. Break your ankles, fool. You can get away with Amplify if you just have good map knowledge and awareness of what's going on. And you can get away with Dead Silence, not having to have it, if you're doing more of a lockdown type map configuration. But if you're on a map like this, Strike Zone, which I hear from a lot of people commenting on my videos is just a reskinned version of Dome. Good! This is a better version of Dome, because Dome fucking sucked! In Dome, it created that power position on top that could see the entire map. In this, they kind of laned it off, so it's more logical formation, and it works a lot better. I don't care if it's a reskinned version of Dome, because honestly, Call of Duty maps are so simplistic. Everything's a reskinned version of something, to be honest with you. Everything's a reskinned version of COD 4 maps, which are a reskinned version of blah blah. Everything's reskinned, but... And then also, just have a little bit of faith when you're getting fun out of this. Like here, I'm calling in my fireworks streak. Whee! It's the 4th of July! Very hard to use, the Trinity rocket. It takes a little bit of skill.
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level? It's over 9,000! What, 9,000?
Yeah, motherfuckers, that's what I'm talking about. The best streak in the game, the most fun to use, is the Maniac Jug. I've used the Big Daddy Jug, but if you want a quick tip on that, use it in like Domination or something where you can just hold an objective point, because that's all you really can do with the Big Daddy Jug. The Maniac you actually can run around and have some fun with, sponge some bullets, go beast some noobs, because that's what Call of Duty's all about. It's about that fun factor, casual aspect of the game. And I'm glad there's at least one kill streak you can actually have fun with and not feel like it's completely useless. You know, Scooby-Doo it doesn't do me any favors. I'm not really a big fan of playing with Riley. The Trinity rockets don't seem to have any splash damage. They need to buff that up quite a bit. But the Maniac actually makes you feel like a maniac for a little bit of time. And that's what Call of Duty's about, man. And I kind of wish Specialist got a little bit of a buff. I like support where it is, but I think Assault needs a few little tweaks. And I don't think I'm going to care about doing the Loki strike. Maybe I might use the heli pilot thingy. But neither of those really get the feeling of like a Lodestar or an AC-130 where it feels like you're just raining pain on the other team. And that's what I want to do. I don't want to feel like I'm flying around in some little drone, because the heli pilot feels just like a glorified Dragonfire, to be honest with you. And, you know, whatever. It's not about getting kills to me. It's not so much about that. It's about doing it in such a way that's fun and engaging. Like the AC-130, when you're up there in the pilot and you just hit the big old rocket that comes down and there's a big screech, and, boom, and then blows up a whole bunch of people, and you have to line it up and apply for the drop of the bullets and stuff that you're using. That was a lot of fun. And it did take a little bit of skill and talent to use, even if it is a small amount, but it's more than an AI streak. Either way, having fun on Ghosts, even if I'm looking for it in all the wrong places. My name is Freedo. Decent little fast, fun game. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hit like if you did. My name is Freedo. I don't do outros.
Watch it peel back.
What's going on, guys? My name is Freedo. Also, this is Upper Game with the fucking king of Battlefield 4 live commentary. Oh, there's stuff going-ons. Enemies are in the vicinity. Get down. Get down, burner. You can die whenever you feel like, bud. Okay, thanks. Trying to get this support class to work for me. And, I like it. Oh god, that's just a buffet of enemies. We're not gonna re-engage. We don't have enough bullets in our clip. Surprise! Oh shit. They're just dropping like flies left and right. I'm not a big fan of this air burst, really, and I'm gonna switch it out as soon as I can, I feel. Spawning ammo all the time is nice, and a lot of people don't like to play support, I think. As long as we have people playing engineer and are destroying their tanks and shit, I'm a happy guy. I guess with this fruity little air burst I can do some damage to tanks and stuff as well, but I'm not satisfied until all of their armor is dead. Yeah, how you like them apples? How do you like them apples? Oh, there's a tank coming up on me. I hit the guy jumping out of the vehicle with the rocket. I missed the fucking thing, but I got splattered. Oh, that was amusing. A lot of people try to tell me that suppression wasn't removed from this game, and I want to respond by saying I know that. But one thing that's definitely true is the fact that suppression has a much more reduced effect. Basically to the point that it's almost like removed. That was my point. And I prefer it that way because the suppression in Battlefield 3 was way too overbearing. Took him out with my M. Oh, you can cap it from up here. This is awesome. You learn something every day. I came in like a wrecking ball. I never capped a flag so hard. But you can't cap me. Rank it up, rank it up. Do they have any guys in here at all? What? I was beasting and the fucking shit crashed on me. Jesus Christ. He kicked me because they were freeing slots for his friend. Gotta love PC gaming. Fucking pricks. Yeah, revive him when I'm right next to you, dumbass. Let's just hang out and heal up a little bit. Maybe pop out when the time's right. Like now. Run! We're actually capping the flag from right here, and that's awesome. But not from right there. That's weird. Maybe come inside here? Yep. That's a little cheater spot. Be very, very quiet.
Listen up. We now control objective Charlie.
Took that motherfucker right out. Alright, man, now we're sitting pretty, man. We got all these flags. We got C finally. These hoes are trying to infiltrate, but they will not be successful with my awesome UMP aim. What? Holy shit, this guy just ramboed the shit out of me. I think I didn't have enough health, that's why. But otherwise, I should have owned that motherfucker. Damn it, dude. It's hard to hit these damn boats. Yeah, I just sniped somebody out of that boat. Fear me. Live comms for the main channel on Battlefield 4. Hey, how's it going? Oh shit. At least let's contest this flag and get it down. The tank doesn't see me yet. Doesn't know where I am. Oh god, this would be so sweet if I pull this off. He's gonna come back and blow up. Does he know there's mines there? Dude, I'm capping this flag by myself against the tank. Oh, blow up, bitch. Oh, shit. See, this would be a good time to have my fucking armor, my RPGs in my pocket. Dude, I love outplaying tanks like this. You can't fucking shoot and jump at the same time in this goddamn thing. Dude, I literally just took this goddamn tank out and flag by my lone. What the fuck? The fuck? Open the door. What is going on? The door was open, I guess, but the fucking textures didn't work. Shit. Dude, that was kind of cool. But he's just gonna revive everybody. Wish I had the Magnum. That's why I'm trying to get kills with my pistol whenever I can, because I just want that goddamn Magnum. How do you unlock the Magnum faster? Tell me that. And I was lighting those dudes up. Let's hijack this tank. Oh shit, there's an infantry. Okay. Dude, I should hit it in the back. What are you doing, Frito? It does most damage in the back. Shit, come on, come on. The real question is, how do you roll over my mines and not die? There we go. That will keep me playing this game for fucking ever. That is so goddamn satisfying. Destroying and disabling tanks and fucking going on suicide missions to destroy them. That is awesome. Come on, let's go, tank. There we go, big boy. That's what I'm talking about. Here, the connection. Oh, blowing up tanks left and right. I don't think we're gonna come back at this rate. Oh wait, we might. We just gotta stay alive and hold flags. A is our weakest point. I gotta save this. I gotta estimate where he's going. Oh my god, big play, Frito. Big play. Going hard in the motherfucking paint. Killing everybody like a villain. Oh, and he's not done yet. He's not going out without a fight. Oh, I didn't heal my guy in time, but it's okay. I don't even need him. I don't need teammates. I'm a beast. Dude, I just saved A by myself.
Watch it peel back.
What's going on, guys? My name is Frito, also known as the motherfucking king of the balance of Black Ops 2. Do not sprint up on me, dog. Don't you know I got that Sounds K7 integrated silencer, high-tech technology? But speaking of high-tech technology, we're going to talk about the Akimbo pistols in this video. I'm not using these motherfuckers. I think they're overpowered. I refuse. I'm rejecting the notions that anyone and their mother should actually use these fucking things. Oh my god, do they just rape? Listen, I am not the type of person who wants to force everything to be a pain in the ass to use, but it's to the point where I honestly think the Akimbos are one of the best close range weapons in this entire game, and I think it's just a matter of time until people actually realize that. I don't think so much the Magnums are overpowered, but pretty much the best pistol in the game, everybody's already decided it's the P226. You put those motherfuckers Akimbo and he just rolls up on me like a John Woo movie. What the fuck is going on here? He's half red. I just bam, dead, because he can put out 2 bullets at once. It's a 2-bullet kill at that range. Kill at that range. I'll work on that stuttering problem. Apologize for that. But what the fuck is the deal with this? Like, the gun-on-gun primary gameplay is fairly good in terms of the balance of the game. It's not apparent that certain weapons dominate the game yet, even though I think that'll be more obvious coming down the line a little bit. For instance, I think the marksman rifles seem outclassed by the ARs, if you ask me, considering you have automatic fire. They're much easier to use, and you actually are able to use them at long range. Even if it does take another shot, they're kind of not really maintaining a role in the game, though you can use them, though. That's a nice thing about this game. When a game has the fast time to kill, the casual players like it a lot because they don't feel that they're forced into using like a metagame weapon, whereas in Black Ops 2 you had to really consider the metagame the entire time. And if you wanted to use one of the fringe weapons, Maniac on the flow, and he's dancing like he's never danced before. Cut off that Maniac footage because it wasn't that great in this free-for-all. I don't advise using the Maniac in free-for-all, by the way. But what? Look at his little jump there. That was cute. That's one thing you always can do against players who are making those crazy jumps like that. That motherfucker was trying to stop me from shutting down that SATCOM. What was he thinking? Hip fire on players who are moving uncontrollably, like if you can't really track them that well. But here's the point of this video. I know I'm going all over the place. I apologize for that. But check out the pistols in this game. Look at the hip fire on them with steady aim on. It puts it down to below submachine gun hip fire. And the problem really is when you combine that kind of accuracy with the damage that they can put out, it really rapes SMGs at close range, and that's a problem. What I was saying before with like the metagame in Black Ops 2, for instance, you really had to consider how each weapon performed, and if you were trying to use one of the fringe weapons, you're probably going to get knocked down in the dirt. Why are you camping in this building, bud? What are you doing, packing boxes? By the way, another thing that's kind of overpowered in this game, the footsteps. Do you hear what I hear? A footstep. Get off that roof, bitch. Let's see. Look at this. Akimbo pencil coming around the corner. Holy shit. Trying to track him the best I can. Going to hip fire as he comes around. A little bit of a miss out of me, but in that small period of time where I'm missing, he can rate me with the rate of fire and the damage of the pistols being the way they are. What the fuck is this? What is going on here, folks? Something doesn't look right to me. Because he can come around with his hip fire blazing and be able to envelop my entire character in his steady aim crosshairs. And I think the problem is the main nerf you got to do is just nerf down the crosshairs and make them more inaccurate, so a player that actually has a weapon that's intended to be able to aim at that range has a better chance of winning that fight. Because otherwise, getting those 2-hit kill pistols with the hip fire reticle being that tight, no SMG can compete, just mathematically speaking, because no SMG can kill in 2 shots, and no SMG is going to put out that kind of firepower, because they have 2 bullets shooting at once. You got to remember that it's not just how fast you can pull one trigger, it's how fast that 2 bullets can come out at one time, and that's really the main problem that I have with it. But otherwise, man, the gun plays pretty good. Like I was trying to say before, because everything's buffed up to the point where it can serve a role and it kind of insta-kills everything. I know a lot of people are having a different conversation where it's like, oh, there's not enough health in this game. No, the health is the same, folks. They just put the bullet damage up and the rate of fire's up. That's what's making things kill so fast. And, of course, the hitboxes are much wider in this game. What a hitbox is a section. Get out of that fucking corner, bitch. What are you doing? Trying to grab some bakery? A hitbox is the area of the character that can register as a hit. And that, what I'm trying to say is, on the characters for the Infinity Ward games, those are much wider. They're much more all over the body, whereas on Treyarch games, they're really pretty much chest and head are the only hitboxes that are reliable, and that's something you have to learn if you're going to be good at a Treyarch game. Trying to throw that pre-nade around the corner, but doing my nice little sneeze slide into first base. He's safe! But this is the only main thing that I think really needs to get fixed. I mean, just look at this. Like, I turn around and just blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. And you die instantly to weapons that you don't even have to ADS with, and you're just putting out firepower. This is the only range where you really feel that they're useless. See what I'm saying? When you're at that range of like 10 feet away, he really struggles, but he almost killed me there as well. Just rapes me again. We're both reacting at the same speed. It's just the fact that he can 2-shot at close range instantly. He doesn't have to ADS or anything. His bullet, it's a pain in the ass. The basic nerf, all you gotta do, Infinity Ward, I know you watch my videos because we're all good friends. Me and Mark Rubin hang out on the weekends. So, the main thing you have to pull from this video, folks, and Marky Mark, just make the hipfire spread on the pistols wider, at least a P226. The Magnums, they're fine because they fucking suck anyway, but at least a P226, because that's fucking bullshit that you lose all those fights all the time. My name is FREEEDO. I don't do outros.
Watch it peel back.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? My name is FREEEDO. Also, this is the motherfucking king of the 44 Magnum in CoDGhosts. Actually, no, I'm pretty bad with this weapon. I'm not gonna lie. I tried my best to force it out, to use it the best of my ability. Played for multiple games in a row using just the Magnum. And keep in mind, I am on PC, so people might have a little bit better PC aim. I don't know. Everything insta-kills in this game anyway, even with controller aim assist. I don't think it makes that much of a difference. A little bit of a long shot there. 3-shot kill range from that far away. And pretty much if you're 3-shotting with the Magnum from that far, and you have to kind of pop shot it and take your time and aim it up and adjust for recoil, every single weapon in the game is more effective than the Magnum at that range for sure. Even with the muzzle brake attachment, that's supposed to increase the range. So really the muzzle brake is only useful for, I got a hit on him, but it wasn't on the chest, so pretty much he knifed me. It'd be nice if you could feel there was a consistent way to shoot people and be able to one-shot kill them like you're supposed to be able to get with this weapon, but it seems completely random to me. Like, I'll try to aim to the chest. Maybe I haven't mastered it yet. Let me know if you guys have mastered it, because I'm sure you guys are better at this game than me, but it doesn't seem like I ever, even when I take my time and aim for the chest, like I can reproduce the one-shot kill. Or maybe is it just really short? Is it like 3 meters away for the one-shot kill? Because if so, like, that's like knife range, you know what I mean? That's like knife lunge range. but pretty much all the ranges where I want to use it, it's a 2-shot kill from like mid-range, pistol range, and at that point you might as well use the P226. That's the problem with this weapon, in my opinion. It's too niche of a gun for it to really be practical. Yeah, you can get those insane kills with it, but like right there, it's a 2-shot kill because I'm pretty sure I hit that guy in the chest the first time. If it's going to be 2 shots, he can pretty much kill you with anything. Like, if you were winning... That's the thing with balance, guys. Yes, you can see a guy getting kills with a weapon, but you have to always think, could I get all these kills with any other weapon? The answer is yes. How many people have I shot in the back on this footage alone? I'll show you some footage from other games as well, but in this footage, pretty much every single gunfight I'm getting in, I was ready for... or I was behind a guy or something like that. So it's not really the weapon doing anything special for me. It's just me putting myself in positions where I have the advantage in the gunfights, and therefore they come a lot easier. So that's really the only way you're going to make use of this Magnum. Or like, it's a traditional secondary. You know, you have to use it at really close range. But the problem is, unlike the Executioner from Black Ops 2, which has a buckshot, it makes a little bit more sense. This weapon does not have a buckshot. You have to be incredibly accurate, hit him in the chest at close range. So in my opinion, this is even worse than the Executioner was, because the Executioner you could put long barrel on and kind of be confident at a certain range. Even at the close range that this gun's supposed to be good at, you have a chance of missing because it doesn't shoot a buck. So a buck, you know, a buckshot, you know what I mean? But it is fun and rewarding to use. I just can't see me using it. And maybe I'll change my mind if I see some tips and tricks videos, like and favorite, out there of how to really maximize this Magnum, and maybe I can learn how to improve my aim on it and get those consistent one-shot kill zones. Or like there, I had him in the middle of the mass there, kind of hit him, I don't know who that was, what type of character it was. Hit him in the vagina right there, and it didn't one-shot, so you gotta get that second one. The follow-up shot from that first shot is so goddamn slow. Literally every gun in the game can kill you in between that bam, bam. Like, it's like half a second almost in between that one-shot kill, and I got him in the shoulder that time. Was he injured, or was that a one-shot kill? I'm on a little streak right here, coming to gunfight, and then there you go. Anybody who's contesting me, look, this guy doesn't even have to fucking aim. He just hip fires and sprays me down. You can literally get sprayed down with every gun in this game. Meanwhile, while you're trying to thread the needle in Peyton Manning pass with this Magnum and just hit perfect shots, it's just not rewarding. That's why I wish there was more of a KSG type weapon in this game. Another thing Black Ops 2 did a lot better. The KSG was a very fun weapon for me to master, and it really added longevity to that game for me. Look, it's just the character's moving so fast. It's like you need weapons that can spray down, like, and it's not powerful enough to really warrant the accuracy required to use. And I don't think necessarily a Magnum needs a buff. It's just I don't think there's any weapons in the game that really fit this profile. Maybe we could, let's change the Magnum a little bit. Let's think of how we could balance it to actually make it worthwhile, but not overpowered and be competitive with other weapons in the class. This is how I would do it. I would extend that one-hit kill range and reduce the rate of fire even more. I think that sounds a little bit crazy, but I'd rather this weapon be like a monster at the aim-up shots from mid-range. Like, from that range to the back, no matter what, that should be a one-shot, in my opinion. Because pretty much everything else is going to very easily, like, two-shot you with every other spray-down hip-fire weapon. So for this weapon to even sort of compete in any kind of role, you're going to need it to be able to one-shot from, like, with the muzzle brake. Put the muzzle brake on there for the extended range. But let me get a one-shot to the mid upper chest back area from that range so it actually can be useful. But you can reduce the fire rate a little bit. Make it be a skill weapon, like boom, boom instead of boom, boom. You know what I mean? Because let's give it a niche. And the reason why I say that is because the Magnum has always been my favorite weapon, sidearm, to use in all Call of Duty games and Call of Duty games. T Martin, how's it going, guys? And I just want to make it useful. And a lot of you guys are talking about the Akimbo. The thing is with Akimbos, man, you can have other Akimbos that spray a lot faster and actually can put out enough bullets to actually be useful. Look at this. Coming in beast mode, these two. Oh, wah, 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 wah. Like, you just don't shoot fast enough to really take out the type of, put out the kind of power that you really need to get out of Akimbo weapons. They're more tactical. You use it kind of like a shotgun. It's a fun little class to use, but I think most definitely the single Magnum needs a buff. The Akimbo's okay, but there's better Akimbos in the game. Just, it's a fun way to put your arm behind your back if you want to challenge. That's been it, guys. My name is XFREEEDO. I don't do outros.
Watch it peel back.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? My name is XFREEEDO, also Mr. Self-Proclaimed the fucking king of the target finder jump shot to the head. Oh my goodness. So, quick knife right there. God damn it. Knifing in this game is definitely legit. It's back. The commando knife up the stairs. I'm having flashbacks from MW2. I didn't really rage quit right there, by the way. I think I get a bunch of mixed reactions from my rage quit clips. Oftentimes, people are like, ah, that's so hilarious that you rage quit. That was bullshit that you died. Or they'll be like, why don't you stay in the game and fight it out, you pussy? Rage quitting is for virgin losers. It's like, I just staged a rage quit right there, and I have done it many, many times before. Hop in that Juggernog suit, and that Juggernog, the Maniac, with the Maniac music playing in the background. So yeah, guys, I don't rage quit every single clip. Most of the time, I actually don't. I just do it for effect, and I cut out the part that shows me actually quitting, because I don't actually like to rage quit games. I just think it's funny when you get those little clips of bullshit happening. It kind of is the punchline to the premise of the bullshit clip. So, let's talk about this target finder, man, as I wrecked some shop with the Maniac. I'm pretty sure you guys are sick and tired of seeing the Maniac already, because it's everybody's favorite streak. It's definitely one of mine. And I think speeding up this footage so you don't get bored of seeing the same shit all the time, even though it is kind of cool seeing the animations of just that get over here kind of animation there where you stick it right in their chest. But back to the target finder, or the viewfinder, or whatever the fuck it is. Hey, how's it going, buddy? Drop something. Do I think it's overpowered? Hell no. The one thing that's actually impressive in this game is that it seems that Infinity Ward had learned from the mistakes of Treyarch. Oops, said that backwards. Infinity Ward learned from the mistakes of Treyarch with the target finder. Because the one thing people said about the target finder, oh, it's not overpowered, you actually have bad peripheral vision. That's not really true, because the section around you, this goddamn phone keeps going off. I'm continuing this commentary. I ain't got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. I don't do this shit full time. I gotta crank out this video. The deal is with that target finder is they intended to not show peripheral vision, but since the viewfinder of the target finder itself was really only on the outer edges of the sight, it didn't block your peripheral that much. Like the holographic sight would block it even more. Let me just wreck shop here with this viewfinder, target finder thingy. It actually makes use of the dual render technology that they used for the sniper rifles, and they do it in a magical way. So, because you have... Look, check this out. What the fuck is that? Oh my god, you little vagina. Holy shit. Bro, you're gonna get... What's that called? Trench toe or whatever, sitting there in that water. You're gonna get fucked up sitting in that water the whole time. You should definitely start to drown or something if you get fucked up in that water that whole time. But the target finder in this game, it blurs out your peripheral vision, which is awesome. Makes it much more balanced. However, I honestly think the effect of it isn't really as powerful as it could be, considering you have that downside of the nerfed peripheral vision. It's funny how Call of Duty doesn't really know how to ever make something actually balanced. They either go one way too much. Look at Sparky over here. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, coming from a mile away. Seek and destroy. Seek and destroy. But I like this sight a lot, to be honest with you. I think it's really clean. It looks cool. And I personally wouldn't mind if the little glowy outline of the characters was even more pronounced, because right now that's not even really... It looks kind of neat. It's a neat sight, but it's not really competitive, which is a better scenario than it being overpowered. I'll give you that. I'd rather it be kind of just for shits and giggles, rather than it be the end-all be-all in sights, because obviously it takes up the same type of slot as a red dot, so you kind of have to justify it being competitive against a red dot. And I think it is, because the red dot's a lot more clean and gives you your peripheral vision. Get out of that fucking corner, bitch! This is how you rush in Call of Duty Ghosts. Hey, how's it going? Duck right back to the side, call out Sparky to go out there and delay him a little bit, and then whip back out around the corner and take him out. But the main problem, this is kind of a PC gamer problem, because obviously this game is optimized for the next-gen consoles, and the PC version is absolute shit. Look at this cool nade, by the way. I was trying to camp there, get some more higher kill streaks, but took me right out. Nice nade there, buddy. But for whatever reason, because this game is optimized so terribly, whenever I go into the ADS of this viewfinder, target finder thingy, it lags up the game. Like, it drops frames. It drops like 20 frames every time I ADS. It's really, really bad. And you know, I have to put my settings down to like normal or low to even be able to run it, and it's just like, at that point, what the fuck's the point? Like, I would love to use this sight, especially on SMGs, maybe even LMGs, like sitting there and honing in on people at range. I personally wouldn't prefer it on an AR, or you can't put it on a sniper, but or a marksman rifle. If you could put it on there, I don't know. But because it is kind of janky to use at long range, but it's really good for medium range, and it can help make a player pop in a dark shadow or something the way it was intended to do. But a whole bunch of rushing around gameplay. I enjoyed using this site. Too bad it crashes my computer to do it. My name is XFREEEDO. I don't do outros.
Watch it peel back.
What's going on, guys? My name is XFREEEDO, also known as the self-proclaimed motherfucking king of Battlefield 4. I can hide from it no longer. I'm a Battlefield 4 fanboy, true and true. I don't know, I can't remember if my last Battlefield video was that troll video. I hate that word, trolling. It was a joke. It was satirical. There's a difference between satire and trolling. I don't give a fuck what you call it, really, but it was a joke. I love Battlefield 4, and it's a far better game than Call of Duty Ghosts. Like, not even close. Can't even put on the same, like, it's like talking about GoldenEye, where you don't even have the ability to move and aim at the same time, versus Battlefield 4, which is, in my opinion, the greatest modern military shooter ever created. Now, I know you're going to say, like, well, how does that rank in with Black Ops 2? You like Black Ops 2? Well, Black Ops 2 is in the near future. It's not modern. So that's on the side. We don't even want to talk about that. Black Ops 2 is my favorite Call of Duty, but by far, in terms we're talking about modern military shooters, Battlefield 4 takes the cake. Now, I've been trying to figure out how to introduce this onto my channel, and I think I found the best way to do it for me to break down, introduce the game to a Call of Duty fan base, and to be entertaining at the same time, as well as then after we get through all my arguments about this game and clean through it in about 5 to 10 video series that I'm making, then we can, you know, use it as background footage and just have it as normal hat on this channel. But I gotta force it in. I gotta force feed you the Battlefield 4, get you used to other games besides Call of Duty, and then build it from there. I understand not all the Call of Duty players are going to be clicking on these videos. I hope I can somehow incentivize you to get into the same understanding and enjoyment of these videos, even if it's not your thing. So, pay attention to the things I'm about to list off, but anything you don't hear and you want me discussing, leave it in the comments below. Let me know anything you want to know or have argued about Battlefield 4. So, like, if you're a COD player trying to figure out, like, you know, how vehicles work in the gameplay, or like, you know, things about Battlefield 4, or especially things that you didn't like about Battlefield 3, let me argue for you and sell you on this game, because I honestly think you next-gen console players are going to love this game when you get the real version of it, the version that's on PC, the version I'm playing, even though I'm playing on low settings, but we'll get to that in a second. Look at that tree swaying in the wind. Ain't that fucking beautiful? Oh my god. Well, I swear to god that little indicator was there so I could pick that guy up. Apparently it was gone by the time I got there. But here's the things I'm most definitely covering. I already have videos for and footage all cut up. Just got to commentate them and get going and publish them out. These are myths we're going to debunk about Battlefield 4. Big maps, no action, and long games. All that we're going to bust. The idea that graphics don't matter. Definitely gonna get busted, especially when Call of Duty Ghosts looks like fucking shit. We're gonna debunk the idea that there's no fun factor to the game as I just go on a big-ass streak, get taken out by a power weapon, rocket launcher, grenade launcher way over there. We're going to debunk the ideas of time to kill and the skill it takes to play this game. I don't know if that's really debunking. We're going to discuss that at least. And then also kind of a companion piece, another video to that, we're going to talk about that it's too hard for Call of Duty players to play. It is kind of. I'll give you that. It is a more difficult game to play. But on the same token, people go on both ends of the spectrum here, and I think the reality is somewhere near the middle. People act like Battlefield 4 is way too hard for them to play. I play Call of Duty. I need the easiest game possible. Like, fuck all that running around and thinking and stuff like that. First of all, it all depends on the game mode you want to play, the style you want to play, what role you're going to play on your team in your specific game mode. All that stuff is decisions you're going to have to make. Then you have to learn how to control the weapons, which honestly is just a tad bit more complicated than easy mode of duty. You actually have to think about projectiles and things like that. We'll talk about that more in those other videos, but the game, I think, really can cater to a casual fan base, and I think it does. I think it does cater to a casual fan base. The fanboys too. The fanboys be going crazy about this game, and that's part of the problem that I think holds it back. The Battlefield players think they're like legit in a war. Like, they think playing Battlefield somehow gives them military credit. Like, yeah, you remember NOOB? Yeah, that shit was crazy. I pretty much simulated that in my video game. Like, it does not fucking count, man. It doesn't matter how tight you wrap up your battle boots. Doesn't matter how much field makeup you put on. Doesn't field makeup. You know what I'm talking about. Camo. Doesn't matter any of that shit. What you do. None of that stuff makes the game more real of a game. They're just two different types of versions on shooting people. It's just a video game for fun. It's like saying checkers versus chess. It's just two different kinds of games. You can't really say one is like a manlier game or something. It just doesn't make sense. One takes a little bit more talent, skill, appreciation, but it also is more rewarding. I think at the end of the day, the reason why I like Battlefield 4, and I'm going to kind of white knight this game, even though it doesn't really need white knighting, whereas Black Ops 2 kind of did, but Battlefield 4 gives me the rewarding experience that Black Ops 2 did. Like, look at this situation here. I got the bomb in my hands, I parachuted down and took the bomb carrier out, well, picked it up, whatever, and we're ferrying it across. I'm looking at my mini-map, trying to find the zones and the traffic lanes that are safe to run across. We got to get the bomb all the way to the other side of the map so we can plant it. It's intense, it's action-packed, and there's things going on constantly. CoDGhosts, it's just a COD game. Like, it's just another vanilla Call of Duty game. Like, it doesn't innovate at anything really ever. It's just a decently made Call of Duty game. That's all Ghost is and could ever be. But Battlefield 4, it really perfected the way a lot of the Battlefield-esque things play, but it also caters a lot to Call of Duty players, and that's stuff we'll talk about later. But the maps in this game are absolutely perfect in my opinion. Some people have a little bit of preferences here and there. Again, it's all in the game mode you play. Like, for instance, TDM, they cut the maps all the way down to a nice little square, and you can just play in a square, 64 players if you want. You'll have non-stop action, 4-minute TDMs, and you'll have a ball. Or you can get into Obliteration, which is the game mode I like the best personally, where it's an objective mode. Look at this motherfucker in this gunfight. Doesn't even know where I'm in. Silencer, toss that grenade at his ass. Boom, bitch! Eat that frag. Very satisfying gunfight engagement right there. UMP's not so good at range. I had to really control my gunfire. I know you guys keep telling me, man, on my second channel, you keep telling me, burst fire, FREEEDO, for Christ's sake! I finally understand how it works. Pretty much, when you ADS, as you shoot, it's kind of like you're gonna get a hip fire reticle coming out of your gun, if that makes any sense. So like, ADSing does help, but it's not like Call of Duty where you're always gonna have that consistent ADS accuracy. The more you shoot, there's a little bit more of a spread that come out of your bullets, a little more randomization, and the way you counter that is by burst firing and kind of understanding how your weapon works. A lot more things, depth to really get in this game. That's what I'm talking about, man. There's more things to understand, but it's not complex to the point where you can't figure it out. You know what I mean? Unless you're just a fucking idiot. Which I know some Call of Duty players are, which is fine. You can stick with Call of Duty and your very simplistic maps. But even then, you know, Ghosts is a little bit more complicated of a Call of Duty game because there's a lot of perks and stuff to figure out. But there's way more depth in Battlefield 4 because there's a ton of attachments and weapons to unlock, and each class kit is a whole nother play style. I don't know. It's really great, and I'm excited to finally feel that I'm learned enough in this game to actually talk about it competently, starting to play a lot better, and have a whole shitload of footage I'm going to start posting, and we'll see how this goes. Let me know if there's any specific Battlefield things you want me to talk about, or Battlefield type gameplay you want to see, types of videos you want to see, types of videos other commentators do that you want me to try to do. Just let me know in the comments below. But that's been it. Playing the OBJ like a boss. Get off that bomb, bitch. Ah, I gotta go get it. Only got the M9 left. My name is FREEEDO. I don't do outros. Fucking love this game. Holy shit, I love this game. Did I mention how much I love this game? Did I say that in the video?
Watch it peel back.
What's going on, guys? My name is FREEEDO, also known as the Supreme, the fucking king of whoring out Call of Duty Ghosts for YouTube. That's all I'm doing here, folks. Sad to tell you, but I bought it just so I could post to YouTube, be part of the community, playing it as minimally as possible, and pretty much just want to know what you guys actually want to see out of my Call of Duty Ghosts content. It feels like a whole chunk of the community is just really bored with this game. Like a lot of people, there's people who are posting videos, I think, just to keep riding that Call of Duty train. But I'm here to be honest with you about my feelings about the game. I'm trying to dig in and find fun. I think I had about a couple hours of fun when I realized the diversity of the class loadouts that you can pick, which is the only strength in the game that I can find thus far. Other than nothing's broken in terms of like weapon balance and stuff. Do you hear what I hear? Come up here, bitch. Eat it. But it pretty much comes down to tactics. And if you like this game, you probably like the fact that you don't need a ton of gun skill. And yes, first reaction and preparedness is a type of skill, but it's different than having to hit a ton of shots consecutively. This game is just not that difficult.
Holy shit!
Copy that. Clear.
Clear. Bust that motherfucker in the corner with his friend. Bitch isn't even paying attention. What is she doing? Checking her nails? Posting on Facebook? Beast, all three of those guys, but it comes down to reaction. Like, if any one of those guys shot me again, I was pretty much dead. The first guy didn't react. Do you hear what I hear? The first guy didn't react. One guy shot at me, and then the other bitch wasn't paying attention. Like, that's the way feeds go in this game, in these fast time to kill games. Do not walk up my stairs. How many times I gotta tell you? Tactics greater than gun skill. I hold on the center point of the map. They keep flowing to me. Use that Amplify to zone, and it's the way this game wants to be played, man. Two guys roll up on me. Take my marksman rifle up to my... You aren't coming in my house, bitch. You are not coming in my house. FREEEDO on a 10 streak. That's one nice little addition they put on there. You know, everybody always said, like, why don't they give the shout-outs to the Killstreaks like they did back in the day? Oh, they're doing it now. They are doing it now. But, and this isn't camping, guys. It's zoning, okay? This is a power position because I can see, like, over a third of the map at any given time. Like, 1/3 that way, 1/3 the other way. And that's why they want this. They want to traverse through it. I'm controlling the space, playing slow and smart. That's all you got to do to have success in this game. And if you're the guy rushing around, you're going to have a hard time. And I know a lot of you guys out there, you commentators, you players, are like, you're getting mad at these people who are playing campy, but the game literally is designed to be played however you want to play it. Hey, buddy, do not try to shoot at me, dog, when I have cover. Finally get taken out from a guy across the map. Like this kind of shot right here. All right, this is kind of an ode to my last video, my previous...
Gina, what does the scouter say about his power level?
You know what time it is.
What, 9,000? It's over 9,000. It's over 9,000. It's over 9,000. It's over 9,000. Vegeta. 9,000. Vegeta. 9,000. Vegeta. 9,000. It's over 9,000.
Sorry, guys, I had to bust into that crazy tirade right there, getting in the Juggernaut suit. The only fun factor part about this entire goddamn game. Get over here. Double kill with the Maniac suit. Woo! God, I can't take too much damage now. But I was saying before, like that guy on top of the roof, he's using the AK, which I'm not hating on nobody for any type of playstyle, anything you do in this game, because this game is built to customize whatever you want to do. And I use that AK. It's very good, and it's got no recoil. But the point is, like I was talking about in my Battlefield video, or I'm not necessarily talking about, but I will talk about in my other videos. If you didn't watch that Battlefield video, please go check it out. If you're a Call of Duty fan, get into watching my Battlefield videos, because they're going to be good, they're going to be action-packed, and they're going to debunk a lot of the thoughts that Call of Duty players have about Battlefield 4, and I'm trying to convert some of you guys away from this mediocre Call of Duty Ghosts into the amazing masterpiece that is Battlefield 4, so check out that video. But I'm trying to get back to that goddamn point, and I'm struggling. Just so many things going on. Maniac, killing people, Scorpion motherfuckers. What was I saying? Oh, that guy standing on the roof, just taking easy pot shots at me from across the map. Barely getting any kills with that Maniac, but hey, it was fun to jump in the suit, wasn't it? At least there's that fun factor of having the chance to do stuff. Get your head blown off, bitch. I keep distracting myself. The gun skill in this game, it's just the requirements for gun skill so low. Like if you're in Battlefield and if you're on top of a roof and you're shooting at a guy across the map, even from like this range, like you see a guy across the way, I'm not saying it's hard. I'm not saying it's like it takes intense skill to do, but you have to have some restraint with your weapon. You can't have like that AK and just like full auto across the map. You have to be careful. And right here, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me. I think I have some like vendetta against solar energy. I just wanted to kill those panels right there. Honestly, what that was is I thought I saw a guy, and these graphics are just fucking terrible. They're ugly as shit. You can't see anything. Don't take this video, if you don't have the game, don't take this video as evidence of what the game looks like, because I color correct the shit and I add color. What I do is basically, I go into my garage and I pick up a bucket of paint and I throw it directly at the screen, because that's what this game needs. It has no color, it's stale, it looks terrible, and I can't fucking see anybody. Battlefield looks beautiful. MK14 gets beasted at close range right there. Almost had him too. Oh, he shot first. The gunfight's over. Or, you know, whatever. He shot enough bullets. This is a longer range weapon. This gun's not too good, honestly. And the playability of this game, it's really low for me. And I just can't see myself playing and posting it much longer. I'll give you guys whatever you want of this game. If you're really diehard fans of the COD series, just got to see the new COD game. I don't mind playing it for YouTube. And it's fun to share my thoughts and opinions and kind of discover the game, have a little casual fun in it. But it's nothing more than just a shaved down casual Call of Duty rehash. That's all it is. The maps, they tried to do something with the maps, and they try to make Battlefield style maps in Call of Duty, and it just, I don't mind them. They're not great. Even for big map standards, they're just really random, and it doesn't help the play styles. There's not really many game modes that can make good use of these maps. Let me know which game modes you're playing, because I can't find one that I really like. Like, I thought I liked Domination, but at the end of the day, Dom is slow as balls, and I don't know. Maybe I gotta play Ground War or something and fill out the lobbies, but for the most part, this game's just a big fail, like a big meh. Like, if you're the type of player that just was like, I want Call of Duty to take out all the bullshit, have all the guns be easy to use, and Killstreaks not to be a factor in the game, then this might be your game. But if that's what you want, why wouldn't you just play Battlefield 4, where you could play TDM in that, have way more action, better maps, better gun skill. The gun's a little bit harder, but and there's no kill streaks in that shit. I don't know. You explain to me. Sell me on CoDGhosts. Tell me why it's amazing, because I'm clearly missing the point. My name's XFREEEDO. I don't do outro.
Watch it peel back.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? My name is XFREEEDO, also known as the motherfucking king of bashing on Call of Duty Ghosts. Okay, we're not going to be complaining this entire video. We're going to talk about some pros, some cons, but mostly cons, let's be honest. I don't really like this game that much, but I will try to defend the game when I think it deserves it. Right there, there's so many little things I'm going to have to talk about quickly while I'm having a conversation with you behind the scenes there. No clue how that guy killed me a second ago. Also, I think the dog is actually pretty well balanced, to be honest with you. He takes quite a few bullets to the chest. I just wish the Juggernaut was a little bit stronger. That's going to be a whole separate video, though. I don't see why the Juggernaut, the main Juggernaut, not the Maniac. The Maniac's fine, but the real Juggernaut is fucking terrible, and the dog seems like it can take a whole clip to the face. I don't understand that, but the deal with, and how the fuck this guy insta-kill me? Tell me that. I don't know. He just comes around the corner and I die. I don't even have time to react. It's just the way this game plays for me all the time. Any noob can insta-kill me. Whereas in Black Ops 2, you actually had some aim. I understood there's like camera problems and there's always lag in the game and people can come around and you can die. But in Black Ops 2, you actually had to aim. So I was that motherfucker insta-killing everybody all the time because I had better aim. I could traverse the maps. And this game is just like any noob kills me easily, which is not fun to me. Even I watch Market J's fucking stream. Market J is a beast, and I know he likes the fast time to kill Call of Duties. What the fuck is this broken riot shield shit, by the way? I know he likes the fast time to kill Call of Duties more, and that's why he's probably getting back into Call of Duty Ghosts. He's streaming a lot, but he plays that game, and it's like a coin flip whether he does good or not. Let's say he's one of the best players pub stomping. Let's just say that. I don't believe that, but let's just say, because a lot of people believe that. If you watch his streams, it comes out to be whether or not the other team played well. It doesn't even really matter how well he plays, because any noob can counter the Mark of J by easily just shooting him in some bullshit way, waiting for him, blah blah blah. Tactics win out in this game, and I guess there's that fun factor, that like risk versus reward in this game, where it feels like any player can go ham, or it's more easy for a player to go ham and more easy for a player to go 1 KD type thing. You don't have to worry about outgunning people all the time, this, that, and the next thing. But I'm not into that shit. What? Look, another off my streak, dude. On a big ass streak, outgunning everybody, and this motherfucker ruins it with his stupid C4 shield shit. I know Drifter posted a video about that, but to be honest, I have no idea if that's intentional or not. It would really suck if it wasn't. I hope it's broken animations, but if they really want to empower the shield gameplay, they're fucking retarded, because throwing C4s like that is bullshit. I just got knifed a second ago. Personally, I like the knife in this game. I think it's perfect. I think Call of Duty should keep the knife the way this is forever, because it's effective at close range, even if you can sponge a shot or two, which seems impossible in this game. But even if you can sponge a few shots, a knife should work in close quarters, and you're tied up, hugging the body for like a second or so. Anyway, talking about knives is done. Let's talk about the noob tubes, which I died to back to back to back in this footage. Right here, just left and right, they're spamming it. This is fucking outrageous that this is possible. And once the community realizes how effective the noob tubes is, and you can get fucking 4 of them, I think, if I'm not mistaken, you can get a shitload of noob tubes, and you just spam them left and right, man. Yeah, and I think the perk to deny explosives is something like 3 points, which is expensive as hell. You're gonna have to really take off some shit you really wanted just to counter that instance once in a while. It's just it's really stupid. I know, like in Black Ops 2, every single tier 1 perk was a whole nother playstyle. Like it balanced out against each other. Now when you have this open source like a la carte system where you can pick any perk out of the bunch, nothing balances out against anything else. So it's like it's like Black Ops 2. You had Flak Jacket, Hardline, Lightweight, Ghosts, and maybe something else I can't remember. Bam! Get quickscope, bitch! Yeah, quickscope is definitely back. I don't mind that. I like the snipers being strong, but at least I tossed that in there for you guys who actually care about that kind of thing. We're talking about perks, though. Whereas in this, it's like you don't have to file into those different playstyles. You can overload, like, overpoweredly into whatever you want, which is interesting. It might add a little variety to the game. However, it's also going to be hard to, like, make that kind of class, that resiliency class, to be able to counter the bullshit explosives in this game, because you're going to have to go without other perks that other players are going to have. So what I'm saying is it might come down to the fact where everybody just uses bullshit explosive perks, and it's like almost too expensive to really counter them. I guess we'll see how that plays out over time, but you know, it's sketchy right there. Whole bunch of stuff I missed in between that last few seconds of footage. Here I'm going to go on a little streak so I can have time to talk about it. The Keen Strike, that guy got it in a care package. That whatever, man. It's a casual game. Just accept it for being a casual game. And that's also part of my disagreements with the game as a whole. I don't want a casual game anymore. I'm sick of casual games. That's why I liked Black Ops 2. I like a game that takes a little bit of skill to play, that takes some finesse, takes some gun skill. You can sponge some shots. Not every single noob in the world can kill you easy peasy. That's the kind of game I want nowadays. That's why I like Battlefield 4, because the gun mechanics are a little bit difficult to use. You know, you have to be tactical and skillful at the same time, not just tactical. Black Ops 2, you had to be quite a bit skillful to use those weapons. Talked about perks, the Keen Strike, casual game. Here, man, here's a fun little instance, right? So let's just say this guy on top didn't come where I wasn't looking, okay? Obviously, he killed me no matter what in Black Ops 2, in this game, whatever, because I wasn't looking up there. But the point is, after I kill those two guys and gun them down, the third guy comes, I'm one shot from death. So literally a hip fire from anything could kill me. That's why I don't like this game. It's just, it makes it very hard for a good player to play well. It's just because any player can equalize you. That's the problem. And it's fun, it's casual, whatever, but it's not for me, man. That IMS, little tips and tricks there if you weren't paying attention. It only has, I think, 4 shots in it, so if you can duck away in a corner, or like around the corner rather, you can make it below its load and dispatch of it. But that's it for the video, man. Little rants, just a whole bunch of bullshit clips. I probably missed some shit that's in the video, so go back and leave a comment if you can. Otherwise, I'm going to leave you guys with these funny clips here at the end. My name is Freedo. I don't do outros.
Rocky, I will end you. Rocky.
What the fuck are they doing?
Today, I listened to PKA 155. Wow. Despite my strict contrarian alternative style, I'm a fan of PKA. You can hate on many of the kooky characters on the show that have heaps of TMZ drama surrounding their names, but fuck, honestly, there's not many well-run podcasts out there that deliver weekly for 3 to 4 hours like PKA does. For those of you out of the loop, the story of the month is Wings of Redemption's Fat Camp. Well, boot camp, whatever they want to call it. And the star of the show is Wings, with his larger-than-life character. See what I did there? But seriously, Wings has the character depth that writers in Hollywood fail to achieve. And they get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars. Wings of Redemption basically is the Jesse Pinkman of YouTube personalities. A sweet man at heart, talented, gifted, rich in resources, friends, and potential, all of which could be actualized if he was capable of seeing it himself. He's tortured by his own pessimism, self-doubt, and blindness to his strengths and small victories. Wings truly is a tragic hero. The mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell a hell of heaven. That's from Milton's Paradise Lost. English major for the win. That quote is a fundamental aspect of life that Wings cannot grasp. The mind holds the potential to completely flip your perception of your own fortune or damnation by simply thinking it so. A determined mind can just as well make a poor man happy and a rich man depressed. It's all about perception. And just as an anorexic looks in the mirror and sees themselves as a fat, blubbery slob, Wings sees himself not only as a failure, he sees himself as incapable of putting himself into the road to success, incapable of enduring the pain that ensues from change, the pain of work. And therefore, he's not only depressed, he perpetuates his own failure and basks in it. At every turn, when the going gets tough, Wings wants to go far away and hide from it. Hide from the pain and inconvenience and work. This video isn't about ripping on Wings. I'm covering it because I think this story is important and we can learn a lot from it, no matter where it goes from here. Even though this story might sound stupid, a fat, selfish, childish Call of Duty commentator struggles to lose weight, in my opinion, it's on the level of an Oscar-winning Best Picture drama as far as YouTube goes. And at this point, honestly, it doesn't matter how it ends. Let's be honest. We all want Wings to pick himself up, see the error of his melodramatic tendencies, but this isn't Hollywood. This is real life. It's not in our control. We can't be the ones to put a happy ending to the story. Only Wings can do that. However, there is something we can do. Something we can learn, even if he fails. We can learn not to be Wings. The entirety of YouTube seems to know his faults, what he needs to change, do, and after watching PKA 155, we know his friends know too. That show was riddled with tough love. Each host on the show, at some point, put Wings in check. You're a fucking idiot, you're lazy, it's your fault, you're being a baby, you're a grown man, constantly reminding Wings he has the means, the resources, and the care of friends to succeed. Surely we all need a reminder of these things from time to time. We all need a reality check once in a while. I know I do. We'll talk about me in a second though. But first, let's think about society. We live in a cushy Western fortune. No longer do we need to farm for ourselves or chase a gazelle for 20 miles in order to get our week's meal. We have grocery stores and fast food. We have institutionalized plumbing. You know, a steady clean of water supply that you not only drink to survive, but it carries your shit away for you. We're literally surrounded by luxury. The fucking internet, video games, the very medium Wings operates in is a product of leisure activity that's been bred from our species' affluence. Our ancestors in the African wild didn't have to worry about being entertaining to one another. They had to worry about running away from lions and chasing their next meal down. We're insanely prosperous. So we should all take this situation with Wings to heart. People like Wings couldn't survive in a world before our luxuries. Nowadays, we all get depressed because we forget what it's like to have to scratch and claw to survive. Yet we can instill that fighting spirit back into our everyday lives. We can tap into our potential, the best version of ourselves, if we let our minds take us there. We know the path. All there is to do it is to walk it. I, for one, am going to do this. I'm not going to be Wings, or let self-pity drive me into being like him. I'm going to be honest with you. Life for me is harder than I thought it was going to be when I entered college 5 years ago. I thought by now I could be using my education for a job in the field I went to school to be in, and I'd be building my career. Yet here I am, in the same shitty part-time job I worked to support myself while in college. My wife works too, but now our student loans are due. And though we have two incomes, one entirely goes directly to pay off the loans from month to month. And the government took our food stamps away because evidently student loans are a luxury expense. And worse yet, every job I apply to wants at least 2 years of experience that I don't have, and every shitty job I apply to, evidently I'm overqualified for. You know you're fucked when McDonald's won't call you back. Needless to say, I've got things I can complain about, but things could always be worse. I'm sure there's plenty of bums out there that would love to be in my situation. So I refuse to be like Wings. I refuse to ignore the resources I have, my gifts, my loved ones who are there for me. I refuse to be the dickhead sitting in the corner crying to himself with all of his friends say, "You fucking idiot, you can do this." I have goals. Many of you know what they are. I've explained them in other videos. Stand-up comedy, writing novels, even YouTube success are things I know I can accomplish so that I one day can support myself and raise a big middle finger to all the fucking jobs that passed on me. And you can do this too. Put your goals in front of you and go chase that gazelle. Or you can choose to starve. But it's no one's fault but your own. Oh, and to you ad block users out there, I hope this gives you some perspective. There's plenty of people who can really use that money that you slight them when you choose to bypass a 30-second inconvenience. I'm over and underqualified for real jobs. So save the life advice in the comments while you type on your mother's laptop. I hope you do this for me and every other content provider whose content you consume as well. There's people out there that can really use that money. Because for some people, putting work into their YouTube channel is their only way out of being nothing. And you can make the difference.
Watch it peel back.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? My name is XFREEEDO, also known as the self-proclaimed motherfucking king of fanboying on Battlefield 4 myths. There are so many of them. Many COD players assume that certain aspects of the game are grandfathered in. Things that they hated about old Battlefield games that they don't even probably know are completely different in Battlefield 4. This is what happened, guys. I really believe this. Battlefield 4 wanted to make a very distinct stab at the market share that Call of Duty owns. And in order to do that, they found ways that Call of Duty is successful and incorporated it into Battlefield 4, and it works great on a number of levels. In fact, that quick run-and-gun gameplay, especially in the TDM game type that you're used to having in Call of Duty, is found better in Battlefield 4. Yes, that's right. Battlefield 4 TDM has better Call of Duty gameplay than Call of Duty Ghosts does, because Call of Duty Ghosts gets a big ass map, 6v6. You can't find anybody. It's literally the what the fuck happened right here. This guy went to knife me and he had a seizure. I don't know what happened there. That was a little glitch or something. I don't know, maybe my teammate shot him while he was in the knife animation. But these maps for TDM are not big. You need to understand this. They are not big because they section off portions of the map. This map I'm playing right now is a huge map normally. Yes, normally it's huge. But for TDM, they do the smart thing and zone it off into a 1-block radius. You can spawn all around it, inside a few of the buildings. For the most part, it's a deathmatch arena, which is what TDM's supposed to be about. Call of Duty Ghost maps feel like they're treks across the world to find people, and really, it harnesses, Battlefield 4 does, the essence of what TDM is. Just casual enjoyment of shooting people. And that's what it's all about. And that's the thing with Battlefield 4. It offers an array of different game types, each one very unique, and it can give you something that you may enjoy. I'm not going to talk too much about Conquest, because that's what most COD players think in their head, and then they just get turned off right away. I like Conquest, personally. I like all the game modes. But not every game mode is Conquest. Conquest is these giant maps. You know, you'll have long stretches of time without much engagements. It's kind of like playing DayZ plus Battlefield put together. It's got that feeling put together. Bam, get shit on with the pistol. Everybody get taken out. But you have to go and look for the type of modes that you want to play, and I guarantee you they're done well. Obliteration is my favorite mode, and it's all about pushing objectives and like one big choke point across the map, pushing the bomb, and it works great in Battlefield. Like, for instance, CTF in Battlefield 3 I think was pretty lame and didn't work that well, but Obliteration, with the way that the squad spawning works, and it pushes it like a progression, kind of a tug-of-war battle up the map. You plant the bomb, it blows up, then it resets, you go again, and whoever gets 3 of those wins. It's perfect for Battlefield. It works fine. Now, if you're the type of person that doesn't like squad spawning and think it's retarded, in TDM, it doesn't exist. And in Domination, I think it still exists. That's a little bit of a iffy thing that some people don't like. A lot of people in the community are trying to get them to change it to be more like Call of Duty, where you spawn based on flag possession, which I think is the right way to do it, to be honest with you, because if you squad spawn in Domination, you can abuse the system, and I think Domination is one of the weaker game types, in my opinion, but a lot of people like that as well. So if you don't like Conquest, you can like Domination, which, by the way, has smaller maps again. Another thing. This kind of goes along with the same philosophy of the game times are long and it takes forever to find people and yada yada yada. If you look there, it's really tiny on screen right there. Underneath your team won, there was a little thing that said time, and it was under 5 minutes. Yeah, that's right, 5-minute TDMs. You don't have those kinds of things in Call of Duty anymore. It's not Call of Duty Ghost, at least. Every single TDM goes to the time limit because the maps are so poorly made, the Killstreaks don't move the game along. It just doesn't make any sense. Battlefield 4 is more the traditional TDM from like every other game. Call of Duty is kind of like, it's got its own thing. You know, it's got the Killstreak system, perks and loadouts and all that nonsense. Battlefield 4 is just the straight up find people and kill them for fun, and it feels more casual and less try-hardy than playing Call of Duty, where people camp for kill streaks. There's still camping in Battlefield, but since you can spot players, it's really hard for you to get away with that for any extended period of time. I just found out you couldn't shoot through that thing. Hey, we all learn. I'm a noob too, you know? I'm a noob playing this game, learning it one step at a time. But yeah, man, the games don't have to be long. And I don't want to beat a dead horse, but really it's all about finding the type of game you want to play. You want to play fast TDM games? Go right ahead. I like 64-man TDM. I think it makes a lot of craziness. There's gunfights to find everywhere. If you play smart, you'll get into them, and you'll go on streaks and tears that are a lot of fun. If you want to slow it down a little bit, just put it down to 32. Put it down to however low you want it. The whole game is literally scalable to be enjoyed at your leisure. That's the beautiful thing about Battlefield 4. And I don't want to hear any more complaints that the maps are too big, the games are too long, and there's no action, because in reality, you're not playing the right game type. Or you're playing on console, current gen, which can't handle, I can't fucking jump up on this thing. Stock! Or you're playing on current gen, which isn't the real version of the game. All of this selling you of Battlefield 4, it's all about going next gen. That's the only reason why I'm even doing this series, because if we were still in the current gen, I wouldn't think a Call of Duty audience would even give a shit, because you guys play on console, you're used to console, you're used to thumbsticks, you want to stay with that, which is fine. And you can, the beautiful thing is, get out of those bushes, you bitch. Final kill. Suck it. The beautiful thing is, you can move into next gen and have BF4 right from the get-go and have all the action and a much better game overall. And you don't even have to worry about playing this mediocre Call of Duty game. Well, that's it. Out of footage. Catch you guys in the next one. My name is XFREEEDO. I don't do outros.
Watch it peel back.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? My name is XFREEEDO, also known as the self-proclaimed motherfucking king of Black Ops 2. Girl, you know it's true. Gold KSG, gold M8. Boy, those were the days, weren't they? How about those small maps, by the way? Some DLC. God, I really wish I still had some Xbox Live so I could play and post more Black Ops 2. Don't you? Wouldn't that be sweet if we just had more Black Ops 2 on YouTube? There's not really much we have to talk about this game anymore, because honestly, let's face it, I've said it all. You know, all know my opinions. But just for background footage, for more, you know, topical commentaries, maybe comedy-taries, maybe whatever, and with my traditional theater mode edits, the good old days, you know what I'm saying? Let's go back to the future. Hop into the DeLorean. We're doing that Back to the Future 2. Going into the future, back to 2025. But I want to sort of do a little e-begging in order to get there. Because, you know, I need some midichlorians to charge my flux capacitor. Oh, I'm getting my lore mixed up. That's Star Wars. But, no, but for real, if any of you guys have some 48-hour trial, like Xbox Live codes that you're not using and you don't mind donating to the channel, hit me up. Just send me a message. Shank! Send me a message. I think you still send messages on YouTube, right? Private messages. Google Plus hasn't taken that away from us. Has they? Oh shit, get turned on, motherfucker. Damn, those good old days when you could take a shot and a motherfucker with bad aim gets punished, beaten into the ground. That's what you get for not landing your shots. There's no reason why I should be able to shoot 2 KSG shots and you not take me out. But yeah, guys, send me a message and we'll definitely make that happen. Well, I like talking about ghosts. No, I don't like fucking talking about ghosts. I like shitting on ghosts because I don't like that game. But that's gonna get old, and there's gonna be a point where I'm just not gonna play it anymore. Sit down, kid. You LMG target finder noob. Wrecking everybody with this KSG. Isn't it nice to have a weapon that's rewarding, requires skill, but actually has a little pop to it? You know what I mean? Hit that guy from across the map. Ah, finish him off. Almost got that load star in my pocket. Quick little TDM. This is what I'm talking about, man. Just fun factor, skill requirement, good maps. Maps that actually make sense. Like, I'm not saying Ghost doesn't take any goddamn skill at all. You need a lot of tactics. You need a lot of map knowledge. There's probably like a bajillion spots you have to learn in the in the Ghosts maps. In Black Ops 2, everything's self-explanatory. Like, oh man, get out of that window. Doing KSD trick shots. Call me xFREEEDO. But there's a lot of things you gotta learn in Ghosts. But most of them are all of them, let's just face it, it's tactical stuff. It's like learning the maps and learning loadouts. In Ghosts, I think you really can make any kind of character you want and be somewhat successful with it. If you want to be a noob tuber, you can do that. If you want to be a rusher, there's perks designed for you to do that. What is the most effective class? I think thankfully there's variety in Ghosts in the class loadout. There's just no goddamn fun factor because they boiled it down to gunplay, quote unquote. But the gunplay, damn, that guy ran right past me when I was sniping that guy. Otherwise my streak would have continued. That's fine. I was topping my load star. I need some load star music. I usually play my intro theme over the load stars. I don't know if you guys ever noticed that. But the thing is, in the Instakill Infinity Ward games, the gun mechanics aren't the most intriguing part. They're the most accessible part. That's why people like Call of Duty. They're like, oh yeah, I can pick up this game and kill people. Like, anybody can do it. It's not hard. But that's when you boil it down to just that, which is what it seems the philosophy of Call of Duty Ghosts is. The streaks are nerfed down to oblivion. It's to the point where the support streaks feel like fun. It's like, oh, toss down an ammo box and get a chance to get a new weapon. How exciting! But in Black Ops 2, you actually get fun streaks to use. You know, the War Machine, Lodestar, beasting on people. And honestly, I'm not for the swarms and shit, but 38-1, just fast action gameplay type of shit that you can't find in Ghosts. It doesn't exist. It's not in the present day. It's only in the future. So hit me up with those codes, guys, and let's go back to 2025 where things were a more beautiful place. My name is xFREEEDO. I don't do outro.
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level?
Do everything self-explanatory. Like, oh man, get out of that window. What's going on, guys? Today I want to go over a bunch of patches and nerfs that I would like to see happen in this game to increase my enjoyment, but I think everyone's enjoyment, mostly with the perks and strike packages. First of all, I want to note that I think support is as balanced as it's going to be as far as I can tell. Nothing in here is incredibly strong where it feels that it is overpowered. I'd rather support not be in the game personally at all. Like, if you're an average to bad player, just use low streaks in the other packages, because I don't like the idea that you're basically guaranteed these streaks if you're able to achieve, I don't know, 8 kills, you get all 3 of these things no matter what. It just adds spamminess to the game, and I don't really appreciate that. But Specialist, I'm going to say a little bit of a perhaps aggressive change to Specialist. And what I want to see is, instead of perks, the first 3 perks rather, costing the perk value +1 in order to get it. So for instance, in Ready Up, it takes 2 kills to get. If we add Strong Arm, it's going to take that 1 plus another 1, which puts us at 4. I'd rather see this only cost 1. I'd like to see them take away that extra point requirement and just be able to get your first 3 perks at even 3 kills. 1 kill per perk, or you can add a spacer in between if you want. If you want it to be 1 and then 3, whatever the case may be. And the reason for that is the way this Specialist package gets worked out is, even if you use these small perks at the beginning and get a bunch of quick perks fast, you're not going to be able to afford many mid-tier to high-tier perks later on. And I don't think it'll be overpowered. Now, the one thing you might have to worry about is, at this point, if it is the way I say it and you don't add that extra point, like right here we get the Specialist bonus at 8, the way I'm saying it, it could be the Specialist bonus at, what would it be, 4, I'm guessing? Because they always add a point after, or it'd be 5, I guess. I don't think that's a problem, but you could change the minimum Specialist requirements if you felt so. I just think this would make the Specialist package a lot more fun to use and more rewarding over what seems to be everybody's go-to support streaks. You see a lot of commentators just using support. I think a lot of players just use support because it's reliable. You know what you're going to get out of it. I want to incentivize people using something that's a little bit more fun, which is Specialist. Now, obviously, Assault is what I think where the most fun comes out of, because it actually adds aspects to the game, makes things happen, explosions, things coming in, juggernauts on the map, adds fun factor, like elements to the game, so it doesn't feel like we're playing bare bones all the time. Because even though Specialist is fun, it's really only fun for the person using it. Whereas Assault, things are coming in, it adds more diversity in what you're seeing as a player on the map, even if you have to deal with somebody using, say, I don't know, a Juggernaut suit. This Juggernaut we're going to cover in a separate video altogether. Obviously, it needs buffs internally. Some things I think could be put down in point value. For instance, these Trinity rockets. If these Trinity rockets are going to be as bad as they are, and what I mean by bad is you have to basically land it directly on top of somebody. There's barely any splash damage in order for these things to get a kill. I'm fine with that. Can we put this down to 6 kills then? Because then it kind of feels like the airstrikes from Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3. That's what it feels like to me in terms of usefulness. Or obviously you could just buff these things. They'd be worth it at 7 points if those rockets had more splash damage. I don't know necessarily the MW2 splash damage. It's up to you guys. Buff these up or put the cost down so it's more economical. Everything else now, everything else. I think there should be a 2 kill requirement drop on most of this stuff. These things are so weak. The Loki, the Helo pilot, the Gryphon, the Vulture especially, and the Battle Hind, these things. If we put these down to 7 kills, the game would not change whatsoever, but it wouldn't feel as aggravating to run Assault. This Battle Hind is really worth a 7 kill chopper, not a 9. This Vulture is way worse than the escort drones in other Infinity Ward games. It just doesn't seem to do as much damage, and the Gryphon is one of the better ones. You probably could leave this one at 10, but definitely the Loki should go down to about 12, and the Helo pilot should be 10 or 11 at best, not 12. Juggernaut obviously needs a separate buff altogether. I'd like it to stay at 11 but actually be useful, and the Maniac is pretty damn balanced at 10. I can't complain there. Let's go to the perks. Now, we're going to go over all the perks first that I don't think need any changing whatsoever. And then we're going to highlight them or rather kind of black them out on the screen so you don't have to get distracted by the superfluous things. Now from here, we're just going to go down the list and we're going to make alterations, and I'm going to kind of make a small argument for why I think what I think. First, here at the top, Marathon, 2 points. Are you really telling me that unlimited sprint is as valuable to a player as, let's say, hearing footsteps, not being heard, focus that helps you win gunfights, things like that? Honestly, I wish people would use Marathon. I would rather Marathon just be 1 point, and this is going to be kind of my philosophy for a lot of my arguments here. I've said it in other videos as well, but slow play styles are already easy to do, so incentivizing players to play aggressively with perks that help them do that is a good thing. And I think Marathon is easily the least helpful perk in doing that. It doesn't win you gunfights, it just gets you across the map and adds fun factor to the game. When I quit Marathon, I feel like I'm losing out of a point that I shouldn't be losing. Please make that 1 point. Honestly, couldn't we just give every player unlimited sprint? What difference would that make? These maps are humongous anyway. Are we worried about, I don't know, competitive capture the flag or something again? Developers out there? I don't know. That was one of the arguments made back in the day for Black Ops 2, but just there you go. Make it a 0 point. No one would care. We would all rejoice. Oh, everybody's got unlimited sprint now. Yeah, what difference does that make? What? There's more action. That's all it does. Stalker. I would put this down to 2 points. Same kind of arguments that I'm saying before. Quick draw, down to 2 points. Steady aim's fine. Fast swap, that could go down to 1 because it's really just not that helpful beyond a niche sniper, maybe whipping out a thing real quick, swapping weapons. That could easily be a 1 point. Again, it's more of an aggressive perk than anything. It helps you win gunfights a little bit, but Blind Eye will leave alone. Dead Silence will leave alone. Incog, I think, should be 2 points. 3 is kind of excessive because it doesn't really counter that much. Pretty much special sights and things, it helps you stay invisible on there. I would leave that, put that back down to 2. 3 is just way expensive considering that's the same exact cost as Off the Grid, which I think is fine. You can leave Off the Grid at 3. It's the slow play style. It's people who want to be invisible, not seen, non-confrontational. Because let's face it, guys, if you're on UAV or SATCOM, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't mean you're going to die. It just means players know where you are, and it makes it either harder for you to move or it makes them come chase you. One of the two. Either way, you're going to be expecting to get in more gunfights. If you play smart, you don't need Off the Grid. And I don't know why they didn't learn from Treyarch and just put in the Treyarch version of Ghost from Black Ops 2, which was perfect. Everybody liked it. Nevertheless, we have what we have. Hearing a lot of people say that Scavenger kind of sucks in this game. I think it's fine at 2, but once again, I really wouldn't care if it went down to 1. Sit rep. Here's an interesting one. So you're telling me someone can have an IED for 1 point, and in order for me to counter it, it takes 2. Because that's really all that sit rep does, except for the fact that you can see SATCOMs, which is fairly useful. Again, I think this could be a 1 point ability. And like, my whole philosophy here in making a lot of things cheaper, these abilities that we're putting onto each other, I don't think is going to break anything with the game. Is it really going to break something if I'm able to have Marathon and Sit Rep and like fit these in my classes easier? What's it going to do other than allow the game to move faster? I think we'll be fine. Amplify, obviously we put up to 3 at least. That's all I'm going to say about that. I think that's I forget what this one's called, but I think that's good at 3. It takes control of opponents' SATCOMs, that's fine. ICU is fine. Focus is a mandatory perk. I wish it was built in the game, but it's fine at 2. Tac Mask and Blast Shield. I think Thunder made an excellent point when he said that these should just be combined or they put down to 1 point, because again, it's kind of the same argument about countering IEDs. So it takes 1 to use some bullshit equipment, and then it takes 2 points to counter it. I don't know, it's kind of empowering the bullshit stuff that nobody likes, right? So I'd rather Tac Mask and Blast Shield just be combined into Resistance and have that be 2 points and a single perk rather than 2. Extra Grenade, I believe, it takes 2 points to equip that, and then an extra point to get that grenade. So you're going to be spending 1 on your first grenade, because obviously you're using a grenade anyway, 2 points for the perk to allow you to get the second nade, and then another point to use that second nade. So that's 4 points altogether out of your 8 points. Half of your shit's going to nades. Way too expensive. Put that down to 1. Okay? Stuns and nades are just as good as each other for the most part. Like, they're like, oh, we don't want more explosives, but just put it down to 1. As long as you balance the IEDs, that'll be fine. But if you don't balance the IEDs, please don't touch this shit, because people are just going to spam them. If it was just nades, that'd be fine. But IEDs are better than nades, and annoying and bullshit. Bandolier, or whatever the hell this is, fully loaded. 1. Why the fuck would you put this as 2? You take away one of the normal clips we usually get, and you make that into a perk instead of spawning in with, I don't know, 90 or 120 rounds in the back pocket. You make us use a perk in order to get that. Oh my god. Make it 1. Like, why is everything got to be aggravating in this game? And it feels like you have to spend points on perks just to play how you normally should be able to play. Put that to 1, for Christ's sake. Extra attachments. Now here, I'm going to talk slowly to you, Infinity Ward, because I think you really went retarded on extra attachments and overkill here. Attachments in your game aren't that great, to be honest with you. The only ones that really functionally change a weapon is grip and muzzle brake, and you're not allowed to put 2 I believe this. I correct me if I'm wrong. You're not allowed to put 2 attachments from the same slot. So there's the underbarrel, there's the sights, for instance. All that extra attachments is going to do is give you another slot. So like a sight, grip, and extended mags. That's all it's going to do. It's not like you can put on grip and muzzle brake so you have less recoil and further range, because that would be, those are the type of combinations I'd say start to turn into be overpowered. But luckily, unlike the nade thingy, the nade perk, you don't need to spend points on attachments, which is nice. However, 3 goddamn points? Are you kidding me? You're crazy, man. That could easily just be a 1 point like extra add-on. 1 point for that. Come on, bring it down. Bring it down. Let's have some fun with this game and actually equip stuff. Overkill. Jesus Christ. 3 points, and then you need a 4th point to equip that second weapon. Half your points are going into a secondary. You're crazy. Oh my god. Pistols are a pain in this game to use for me. I know they're really strong, but I just don't feel them. I don't like to use them. There's none that are fun to use. I'd love to use overkill. What's the big deal? Put it at 1 point. You can easily pick guns off the ground. What's so overpowered about that? I don't understand. So somebody's going to have a sniper and a regular weapon. Big deal. They spent a point on it. At least put it down to 2. Because when my point is, you have to spend a point on that weapon anyway. See what I'm saying? So a point for the perk, a point for the weapon. That's 2 points out of your kit. You're already sacrificing something there. That should at least go down to 2 or 1. Ping at 2 points is incredibly powerful and good. Hardwired is as well. And then we are done with the perks. Everything else I would say is decent. A lot of these changes, man, really needs to get switched around in order for me to have any enjoyment out of this game. Let me know your guys' feedback in the comments below. I'm interested in hearing your guys' opinions and arguments. I really think a lot of these changes would help the intensity and fun factor of the game get increased, but what the heck do I know? All I know is I'm not having much fun in the game, and I'm not going to force myself to play it until things get changed. That's been it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. My name is XFREEEDO. Please leave a like rating if you watched this far, or a dislike rating if you think I'm an idiot. Please, but just hit a goddamn button, would you? My name is XFREEEDO. I don't do outros.
Watch it peel back.
More Battlefield 4 myths to debunk. Oh, I can't wait to just dig my hands into it. Would you look at that beautiful sky? Oh, it looks a little overcast on the left side, though. On the right, blue vistas, palm trees, bushes, beautiful environments. Graphics don't matter? Let's talk about this, folks. So, obviously, this is kind of a subjective thing. Partially. You could say graphics don't matter when you're talking about resolution or, you know, art style. The thing is, graphics might not matter, but aesthetics do. You know what I mean? You can have a game with very low graphical fidelity, but have great aesthetics and be completely fine. Look at that guy try to... What are you doing over there, buddy? With great aesthetics, you can carry a game's visuals. It doesn't necessarily have to be graphically impressive. Battlefield 4 does both, though. It's got great graphics and great aesthetics. And I think part of this discussion with the graphics kind of goes hand in hand with the maps of the game, which I was talking about before in the last one, that the maps aren't big in the right game modes. But more importantly, I want to emphasize, just look at the overhead map there, by the way. It's just a square. You know, it's not big. It's big when you play Conquest. It really zones out. You use all the different islands that you have, but in this, it's just the one island and buildings. As this map progresses, the storm gets worse. The trees sway more. And you have the actual feeling... Look at this. What the hell happened here? I don't know how I missed this guy, but apparently I somehow blew up the gas tank somewhere beyond the wall and killed that guy. That was pretty awesome. Get out of that corner, bitch! The maps change dynamically in a wholesale way. It's not like, oh, blow up this barrel and the gas station falls over. Like, it's not like that. The whole maps are a living, breathing, organic thing in Battlefield 4, which is something that they took from Battlefield 3, the immersion and this attention to detail on the maps of Battlefield 3, and they just rocketed it up a notch. And it's even intensified by the fact that each game mode handles these maps in a different way. So, I forget what the hell this one's called. I don't know the names of the maps, but this is the something Parcel Storm, I think. Parcel Storm, yeah, it's the map with the fucking storm. Come on, Frito. But the storm map on Conquest has a ton of boat play and a whole shitload of islands. In TDM, it just plays like another arena deathmatch. So it's kind of like it's two maps, honestly. For one low price, two maps, two birds with one stone. But that's not so much the point. The point is they tailor fit to the experience, and no matter what, you get the immersion and the beauty of it. Also, for those of you who don't care about aesthetics whatsoever, you could play Minecraft FPS and be totally fine. Well, that's a bad example. That's graphics, low graphics. Aesthetics. I'm trying to think of a game that has really bad aesthetics. CoDGhosts is ugly as shit. And you might be able to deal with that, but the thing is, with Call of Duty Ghosts, there's points, and I've had people show me clips of them not being able to see anybody in the brush because the textures are so low quality and so poorly done, you can barely see what you're playing. You can barely see guys out in the distance. Now, keep in mind, I play Battlefield 4 on low settings, which I wish I didn't have to, but it's a hog on your resources, and it needs some high graphical power. Luckily on the next gen systems though, you'll be fine. It'll come with it out of the box on your PS4 or Xbone. You gotta appreciate the wholesale immersion and beauty of what this game presents. Everything looks good, and that should not go unnoticed. This is the most beautiful game I've literally ever played, in terms of multiplayer at least. Buy it. My name is Frito, I don't do outros.
Watch it peel back.
Prepare for battle.
What's going on, guys? My name is Frito, also known as the self-proclaimed motherfucking king of bringing you back down to earth when it comes to Call of Duty Ghosts. And I don't mean to shit on your parade. I don't mean to shit on your morning cereal, shitting it in your morning coffee. Coffee? What kind of accent is that? That's not how I talk. But, yeah, back on topic. Sorry. Sometimes I speak funny and it distracts me. I'm not trying to rain on your parade. I'm just trying to give you guys my legit opinions alongside with add to the discussion of this game. That's the type of videos I make. I don't see what the big deal is when people... I gotta unsub. You said negative things too. Do you hear what I hear?
You've said too many negative things about Call of Duty Ghosts. I gotta unsub because I can't enjoy the game. But it's like, help me enjoy the game. Fucking tell me and convince me why I should be impressed with this game. Woo! Get out of the way. Yeah, don't run up on me, ho. Tactics, man. Tactics, tactics, tactics. That's all you need in this game. Well, the other thing you need in this game, do you hear what I hear, is listening for footsteps. But I do think you legitimately can play just about any way you want. But here's the problem. Here's the thing that Infinity Ward didn't understand when they made this game. The thing that a lot of the community doesn't understand. Like, the community asks for shit, and then when they get it, they, like, complain. So, for instance, I don't want to get hit markers ever. I don't want weapons that are too difficult to use. I want to be able to insta-kill shit, and the guy that shoot first should always win the gunfight. Fine. That's what you believe. Great. But you don't understand what the effects of that is. For instance, slowing down the game. So, you got a game where the weapons in themselves slow down the game, and then you also have perks that equally enhance slow playstyles. Now, let's transition, whatever. Go back to the future. Black Ops 2, the rushing perks were more powerful than the camping perks, right? Yes, they were. Because lightweight with the camera angles, which you could say wasn't intentional or whatever, but lightweight, dexterity was amazing. You didn't need dead silence or amplify, but they were used in league play in the try-hard modes in SND where sound whoring really mattered, but they weren't made into this big problem into the normal playlists. Whereas now in Call of Duty Ghosts, they're getting this philosophy of like, every playstyle is legitimate, and we're going to empower whatever you want to do, whether that's shoot noob tubes randomly, or it will give you some rushing tools, which will also give you camping tools, whatever you want. A whole buffet of Call of Duty mediocrity. But what happens is, when you literally balance out rushing perks with camping perks, you're forgetting the fact that camping's already easy to begin with. Camping's already the easier thing to do, especially in this fast time to kill game type style philosophy, whatever. That's the issue. Hear what I... Fuck that shit. Too many times, this shit's getting old. But, like, look, I just avoided an entire engagement because I could hear him in the building 10 feet from me. The maps are only like 30 feet. Well, this map, this is a normal Call of Duty size map. A normal Call of Duty size map is only like 100 feet big. Like, if you hear somebody 10 feet away, it's like you barely ever have to move at all. You can just sound whore for days. For days, son. And that's the thing. Then you make a game where people use camping perks, and then you're forced to use certain perks to counter those camping perks, and it limits what you're able to do with your rushing perks, and that's the problem with the philosophy of this game. It's broken inherently. Now, things that they could do is rework the costs of these things. You make Amplify worth at least fucking 3, not 2. So it's worth more because obviously a defensive playstyle is easier than an offensive playstyle, and that would give credence to that and make a little bit more sense. But I don't know. You guys really need to sell me on this game. Like, if you want me to keep posting it and stop complaining, aka giving opinions about it, sell me on why it's amazing, because I can't find fun in this game. Like, for instance, let's say I know somebody in the comments is probably going to complain about how slow I played this entire game. What do you want me to do? I went on a 15 streak, zoning players, playing smart TDM, high KDR. I didn't sit in a corner, but looking out windows, looking lines of sight back and forth, zoning the map. Do you want me to sprint nonstop? Because show me somewhere where that works. Unless you're playing noobs all the time, and I'm sorry, I'm not putting that kind of time into the game. Get fucking turned on, bitch. I'm not putting that kind of time in this game to lobby surf and find noobs. That's the thing. With these Infinity Ward games, they're built to be played best when most people suck at them. But whenever you encounter anybody who's like trying, then it goes to shit. That's bad game design inherently.
Whereas in Black Ops 2, it was built so that you are constantly pushing to try to get better, and then tryharding was the point of the game, not the antithesis to fun. That's all I got for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. My name is XFREEEDO. Leave a like if you liked. Leave a dislike if your butt hurt. I don't do outros.
Watch it peel back.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is XFREEEDO, also known as the Supreme motherfucking king of wishing you season greetings. So, I know all you guys aren't America. Well, we're celebrating Thanksgiving on today. I want to talk about Thanksgiving values. Namely, what the fuck are you doing on a computer if it's Thanksgiving? Get off your cell phone, go talk to grandma. She ain't gonna be around much longer. You might as well find things out about the past, learn things from your elders, get to know your cousins. Don't just play games with each other, actually talk to each other. That's really the deal with family, man. Like, you never really appreciate it till it's gone. I've had family member pass away this year, and obviously many more in the past few years. And when you're a kid, you just kind of, you know, whatever your family does in Thanksgiving, but you just kind of get used to it. And then all of a sudden you're a little bit older, start to become an adult yourself, middle-aged, whatever, and all your family members are just dying left and right. And it kind of sucks. Because, like, I think back to when I used to be able to talk to my great-grandmother who lived through the Great Depression. And everything. Like, just about, you know, she was up to 100 years old almost. And as a kid, I didn't really know what to ask of her, what to learn from her, but I don't know. When you're a kid, just try to engage your relatives as much as possible, because they want to engage with you more than likely. I know they all ask you that same dumbass questions all the time. Oh, you're getting bigger this year. Doing good in school? That's stupid bullshit. They ask you that because they don't know what else to ask you. But be interested in them, you know, try to do a little bit of math on how old they are, and ask them questions about things that happened in their lives. I mean, think about it this way. My kids will not have lived through the World Trade Center attack, you know, 9/11. That's something I can talk about. You know, you can ask them questions about history or whatever. Ooh, get off me. There's a bunch of failed clips, man. I was scrolling through my Black Ops 2 saved folders, and I have very disorganized folders on folders on racks on racks on racks with the Black Ops 2 footage. Appreciate the free Xbox Live codes so I can post more Black Ops 2, but really that's mostly just to get more theater mode footage, because I don't have much of that. I have a lot of just clips and good games and stuff to post. But what are we talking about? Video games? XFREEEDO, you idiot! Trying to get all sentimental in here, and you're still talking about video games, but yeah, man, video games are okay, all right, but being fanatical about it and letting life slip away is where you need to draw the line. It's okay to watch this quick little 5-minute video while you're waiting for people to come to your house, or you're waiting to leave, or on the ride over, or whatever. But I remember being a kid, and you'd get so annoyed when family members say, like, put that toy away, put away the Pokemon, put away the Game Boy, put away the whatever. It's like the same shit. Like, people like to say now, oh, kids have cell phones and all this. We had Game Boys when I was a kid. We had the same kind of shit. We had the little those little pet things. I don't know, somebody who's about 20 years old knows what I'm talking about. Those little things that are like kind of pets, and you feed them stupid food, kind of like, I don't even know what the hell to call it, but it was a little pocket pal thingy that you like on a keychain, and you pushed a couple buttons on it just to keep it alive. It was really stupid. I don't know. We had all these types of little stupid toys when I was a kid. It's the same kind of shit as a cell phone. So I know where you guys are at, where you want to be in that distraction. But just keep in mind, look at all this fail. Holy shit. I was lagging. This is theater mode, by the way. So on my screen, I hit every single shot perfectly, I'm sure. But that's my message to you guys today. Ease off the electronics. Ease off all the fun stuff. Like, you can have fun with your relatives if you want, but make sure you get to know your family, and even more so, I don't know if this is the case with everybody, but I kind of have a white trash family. Bullshit happens, drama, and you know, try to learn how to forgive your family members. Let them come back into your hearts, because you know, you can choose your friends, can't choose your family, but try to keep the good ones close and try to make the bad ones better if you can. Like, do your best, because at the end of the day, those are the people you're going to call on when shit hits the fan. But that's all I got to say for today, guys. Don't watch too much YouTube. Don't watch this video. Spend time with your family. Right now, I'm actually with some people that I would consider family. My best friend, my oldest friend, who lives very far away. I'm visiting with my wife, so that's why I haven't been responding to comments yesterday, today, and the next few days while we're over here. I do have videos to post, though, so I'll still be posting. But my name is XFREEEDO. I don't do outros.
One shot weight room. Oh, what?
Hardpoint.
Watch it peel back.
What's up, guys? I know a lot of you are switching over to Battlefield from Call of Duty and are really confused on how to fire weapons, and this isn't going to be an in-depth review of how to control various weapons, but more of a guide of how to understand the jargon that are in a lot of these Battlefield 4 videos, because they say a lot of things about like mag dump, first shot recoil, and bullet spread, and if you don't know what those things mean, you're going to have a hard time understanding any tutorials from this point on. So, first thing we're going to talk about, first shot recoil. All the weapons in Battlefield, when you shoot the first shot, will have more recoil than the subsequent shots. But when you hear that, at least when I did, I always thought that meant that spraying down was somehow more effective than burst firing, because you're like, oh, first shot recoil, that means you have more recoil, so if I want less recoil, I'll shoot more. No, it doesn't work that way. The first shot recoil is where your sight goes, which is going to change how you're able to aim, but the thing you're not understanding, if you're doing what I did, is that there's spread involved in the weapon as you shoot, a bit of randomized spread. So this is pretty easy to understand when you look at hip fire. Hip fire, just like in Call of Duty, as you shoot more, the spread widens, and basically what that is a range of probability of where the bullets can go. And all you need to know to understand how this works with ADS is that when you ADS in Battlefield, the more you shoot, there actually is more of a spread to your weapon, and this gets more and more obvious the farther away you are from your target. So if you start to go fully, the bullets will not always go directly where you're aiming. Spread gets increased the more you move and gets decreased the less you move and in the different firing positions you're in. If you're prone, typically it's the most accurate. So, basic tutorial on how to fire every single weapon in Battlefield 4 is burst fire when you can, because that is going to be your most accurate shot. The more fully automatic you go, the more inaccurate you're going to get. Stop moving if you want to be more accurate, or if you think you can afford to do some strafing and stuff, you can get away with it. And don't be afraid to take your time and line up your shots and be very accurate and careful, because that's where you're going to start to learn to really control the weapons to the best of their ability. Hope this makes sense. The main other thing you're going to have to learn is bullet drop, because you fire projectiles out of your weapon. Alright, we're lined up at the firing range here to kind of further explain. The farther away your targets are, the more you're going to have to count for gravity. So what that means is basically, the further away from I get from this, you're going to have to anticipate the bullet dropping over the curvature of the earth, or, you know, basic gravity. It's not just simple point, aim, and the bullet goes directly there instantaneously like in Call of Duty with laser beam hit scans. It actually shoots projectiles. So that's something in more of a weapon by weapon basis. For instance, light machine guns typically have low bullet velocity, so they drop a lot quicker. It really depends, and that's things you're going to have to get used to. But generally speaking, the farther away you are, the more you want to kind of aim over the target and lead the target a little bit. I can't even. I'm so bad. But, oh, there we go. Hit it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If I made one battle noob get better at the game who is trying to play the game like Call of Duty, I will be happy. Leave a like if it helped you. Leave a dislike if it didn't. My name is XFREEEDO. I don't do outros.
Watch it peel back.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is XFREEEDO, also known as the Supreme motherfucking king of reviewing aspects of Call of Duty Ghosts. The Amelie light machine gun, the Gryphon, the Helo pilot, the Loki. We're gonna cover all that ish in a bag of chips today. First thing, we're looking at some Loki kills right here. Ooh, trying to knee slide into that flag. What are you doing, buddy? So, and I actually got another gameplay. This is gonna be a bunch of clips from different games, but I have a real big score, well, what I would call a big score for someone who plays the game as much as I do, plays this game as much as I do, which isn't that much. Go kill him, Riley. Come on, martyr dog me. Jeez, you could have watched in my back for me. I would have had a streak right there, but I got a 50 kill with this setup using some of these assault streaks, which, you know, oh, 50 kills, that's not even 100. You're not as good as anyone. Well, like, these assault streaks are really hard to use. They take some finesse, take some getting used to, and that's the best 6v6 Dom score I've gotten so far. And this is kind of all the other roads to that, kind of learning the streaks and learning the weapon that I'm using right here. Domination, traditionally, has been very streak-focused in a lot of ways. Because just the way it works, like, it's not an objective dominant game mode as much as people want to think. Like, oh, there's flags, you got to cap them at all times. No. The point is, especially when there's no time limit on the game, capping flags is something you can do very slowly, very methodically, and there's no sense of urgency, really, because once you get the flag cap, you know, you can get streaks to hold it, or vice versa. You can let them hold on to flags for a while. Failed off a streak here again. Finally, a Valkyrie rocket gets a kill, huh? You can play slower to get streaks in order for you to cap flags, so it's kind of vice versa. And I'm the type of player who likes to use air support. I like air support that can make an impact on the game that's fun to use, fun to do. AC-130, Reaper, Predator was my setup in MW3. Obviously, I'll use the Lodestar in Black Ops 2, AC-130 in MW2. Like, these fun streaks that aren't overpowered, that's what I want the game to be about. So I'm searching in Call of Duty Ghosts, looking for love in all the wrong places, for assault streaks that actually matter. Now, I think at the end of the day, if you're looking for what's best to use, a lot of people do this, the stat whores out there, the people who like to beat their chest and use the best possible setups at all times so their stats don't get fucked up. Assault's probably not going to be the way to go for doing that, to be honest with you. And it's been that way since MW3 as well. Specialists by far better. I think in this game, support's probably the best. Specialists is going to be the best for getting those kill streaks, though. But again, that's another like selfish way to play. I don't like going for Keem strikes because if I need to jump on a flag to try to change the game to win, I want to be able to do that. Whereas when you're going for a Keem strike, you can't really be making those risky decisions, and I want to have to try to do that, even though I lost that game right there, but I actually joined late. Yeah, I want to try to get the win above all else, and you know that's hard to do when you're going for Keem strikes and things like that. So assault's basically what I like to use. So we saw a few things so far. That Helo pilot, I think you can be pretty conclusive just by looking at that footage. I probably should talk more when the footage was up. I apologize about that. But those of you who have used it, or rather those of you who have not used it, it's very clunky to control. And it's kind of taking the place of the Reaper from MW3 in terms of like where it ranks and how many kills it takes to get. And it's just really clunky to use, and it doesn't deal out much damage. Luckily, these streaks don't seem like they go down that quickly, but then again, it doesn't seem like anybody's mastered really how to take them out. You don't see people really shooting at you that often, which is something that really surprises me, to be honest with you. And I don't know if that's because I haven't found any decent smart players, or let me know in the comments below what you guys think, because it doesn't seem like anybody really shoots at anything except maybe Riley, because they or the Juggernauts, which is it's very self-explanatory. But air support, people don't really shoot it down. I don't think they've really acclimated to the idea that there's no anti-air rockets, but the whole point of this game is to shoot at things. Anyway, the Gryphon, I think, is the best assault streak in this game in terms of air support that can actually deal damage. Now the problem is that you'll notice, and I don't know if it's so much in this video, but other videos I know I'm going to post, the Gryphon can self-destruct incredibly easily. That's one issue I have with it, because you can fly it around and you try to get it in rooms and stuff. If that splash damage is anywhere near you, your little Gryphon flying helocopter thingy, you're gonna die with it, or it's gonna blow up. And that's what kind of sucks with me. It really limits what you're able to do with moving around. But overall, it's a lot better than Dragonfire. That's what's awesome about that. Loki. Are we gonna get a Loki in this video? I thought so. Yeah, we'll get to a Loki in a minute. So those are the two streaks in the middle there. Honestly, I think even though the Helo pilot costs more than the Gryphon, I don't think I'm ever gonna equip the Helo pilot ever again, because it's just so janky to use and doesn't put out enough damage to warrant it. And this kind of thing I was talking about before, like, assault streaks are supposed to be special because you have to go on a streak to get. And like, you know, I've heard Thunder say this. I don't know if he stole the phrase from me or if I'm stealing it from him. I think I've said this in the past too, but we agree with this as well. Assault is the hardest streak to get. It's harder than Specialist because Specialist builds cumulatively and you get added soldier power, like extra perks attached to your character as it builds, so each physical kill gets easier over time. Now, I think it is fair to say that Assault, the kills stack as well, so if you drop a Valkyrie rocket, or whatever the fuck it's called, the Trinity rocket, and you get some kills with that, it is going to push into your streaks as well. Damn, we're not going to see any Loki footage. I guess the Loki's going to have to be in the next video, but we'll talk about the Loki in the next video when I get that 50+. This one we'll discuss that. And we're kind of running out of time too, so we'll have to talk about the melee and what I think about that as well. But that's kind of just my general feelings of this game. You know, I'm looking to be able to play my play style that I would like to do, which is drop air support in TDM. Really is what I want to do, but since the maps are really hard to do that in, I'm trying to play Dom, which kind of forces people into zones and lanes and it makes it a little bit easier. And the Amelie, I think, is one of the better light machine guns in the game and actually gives me the feeling that I'm capable of zoning like I want to. And, I mean, at the end of the day, who really cares? Because I don't feel like I have to post this game. But, you know, Call of Duty channel, I still want to provide that COD content for you guys, even though if this isn't my cup of tea. But I paid my $60 like everybody else. Anyways, we'll catch you in the next video about the Amelia and Loki. Other than that, my name is XFREEEDO. I don't do outros.